on, guys? Welcome to Checking In. We have a absolutely amazing crew here tonight. I'm blown away. This is Jay, is this not the coolest?
This is the coolest group.
This is the coolest group we've ever had in the place. Of course, Savannah.
Hey!
From Gatorland. She's busy planning her next TikTok right now. We've got, of course, Chris Gillette, who's amazing. We've got Gabby Nicole over here. So thank you guys so much. We've been hanging out the last day and a half. It's been great to have you up here to Michigan and to the cold white north. That's the thing I was the most amazed about, is that you guys were going to come during the winter time.
Just for you.
It's well worth it. So guys, as always, you can hit us up with the super chats, ask us questions if you'd like. You can ask.
We were going to go see Snoop Dogg, but we came to see you instead.
Dang it.
Snoop Dogg was We
gave up our tickets.
Can I tell the story about that, or
I don't know.
I don't even know if I can tell the story.
Maybe
so
let's just leave it at that.
Vaguely.
So yeah, there's something's happening with Snoop Dogg. So if you want, you can follow Noah's Instagram,
Follow his journey,
and Barczyk, and you will find out what's going on with Snoop Dogg tomorrow. So that'll be pretty interesting. So anyway, so how are you guys doing?
We've been having so much fun.
Yeah, well, it's been fun for me too. It's the best. It seriously is.
Yeah.
What's he laughing at? We've been having so much fun.
Whenever I look at Savannah, I laugh. I don't know why. She makes me
She's like
happy.
a cartoon.
No, it's like I always say, seriously, as a TV producer, someone fucked up really bad, because they should have made a show about you. Would be the best show on TV if they made a show about you.
Especially if they saw the stuff that I don't film.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's the most
That's
important
what they
stuff.
would be filming.
It's so much ridiculousness.
Exactly. There's just, I'm telling you what, that was a big miss by studios. I don't know
Well,
why.
the day's still early.
It is, but you don't need TV anymore. Chris, you've been on TV a ton.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you're
Don't get him
I
started.
hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get me going, dude. Oh my God, I want to burn it to the ground.
yeah. So I mean, not only obviously did your TV day start with Gator Boys, or did you do stuff before that?
So I've been a part of two. It was Gator Boys and Trailblazers. There's two I've been like a cast member on,
Right.
and then I've done, literally countless TV shows
Right.
as the animal guy coming
As
in.
the
You know
animal,
what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
I literally couldn't even tell you. I mean, there was a time when I was doing at least like 5 a month.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. And I obviously I knew you were in tons of stuff. So, but like you had said, that have you been in anything?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
How did Gabby not get into TV?
Be thankful.
They
Yeah,
always
now,
want me, they
yeah.
always want me to do stupid stuff
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah.
no guy can keep up with you. We're gonna do like a dating show about
Oh, okay.
like no.
Yeah.
Or they want me to be on Naked and Afraid all the time. They
Oh,
ask me
Yeah.
all the time to do
I've
You
naked.
had
guys
quite
would
a
be
few of
great on
those.
Naked and Afraid. I
Nobody
just want
I've
to
had
tell
a
you.
lot of those.
Yeah, you guys. No one asked me. Damn it.
Yeah.
what the hell? What's
going on?
Am I in the wrong demographic here
think
for
we might
Naked
be.
and Afraid?
Chris, wasn't there one they wanted you to like live naked in a tree for 2 weeks?
I think that's a good
and like
idea.
make friends with the animals or something.
Yeah,
like,
I
just
just-
ridiculous.
You should do that on your own with an OnlyFans. I think it's much more profit.
Yeah.
I-
A
man,
lot more profit there.
It's crazy though, but that's why I'm also so thankful that like we can do things like this.
Yeah.
Like we're doing this where we have creative control. We do what we want. There's not
Yeah.
somebody behind me literally feeding me lines and sending a script of like, this is what we want you to say.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. What people don't know about TV too is like, obviously everything is scripted.
Yeah.
There's no like reality.
Right.
My favorite way to put it is like, unless you see the camera walking backwards cop style, then
Yeah.
it's fake. If people
Yeah.
walk into a scene, then it's planned. Why else
Yeah.
is there a camera
Well,
ahead?
I always love when like I like American Pickers. You guys ever watch that show? It's like a show where they go around and they find interesting old things and stuff like that. But anyways, it's always funny because they'll like knock on the person's door and then the camera is like behind the guy opening the door.
Right.
Like it's like, hey, nice
Yeah.
to meet you. Like, oh, what? You didn't have it? What? The camera guy was just in the house, and the guy's mic'd up and stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's
like
just, it's crazy. But people don't understand that
yeah.
that's staged. And
Yeah,
that's what I
everything's
don't get is
staged,
how does the general public not understand like, wow, there's a camera in that guy's house at all times?
yeah.
Wow, what a life
Yeah,
he
and
lives.
how does he? Is he mic'd
I think
up?
really
Is it-
people just don't think about that part of it.
Yeah.
Like when
They don't
people are
want to.
watching stuff,
Yeah.
they just want to suspend their disbelief and like
Right.
be in the moment of it.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree. But I know when I was on Venom Hunters, it was amazing how many, in particular, venomous guys, Venom lab guys, were mad at me because they thought I legitimately was trying to be a Venom lab guy.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm really trying to be the biggest Venom guy in the country? You know what I mean? It's like, so
It's a show.
It's a show. It's a show. And but now there's this beautiful thing. I don't know if you guys have heard about YouTube.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's new.
Yeah, it's kind of. I think it might go somewhere. I think if you have a chance to get on YouTube, there's a chance it could go somewhere.
Is it kind of like TikTok?
It's like TikTok but longer form.
Oh, that's
But
crazy.
not as popular as TikTok, right?
Yeah, not as popular
It's
as
like
TikTok.
second most
You heard
viewed
that.
now.
You heard that, right,
Yep.
Jay? That TikTok
That surpassed.
surpassed.
In watch time.
Yeah,
Are we on
oh,
YouTube right now?
We're on YouTube right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's technology
We're
right there.
talking and we're on YouTube right now?
We're talking and on YouTube right now.
Because I
live.
can't find it.
What?
I can't find it.
And
Of course, that's
checking
what
in.
she's doing right
I just try to check. I can't find us on YouTube. Where is it?
It's go to Checking In Podcast.
This is great content.
Is there a different channel?
Yeah, Checking In
So
Podcast.
What the heck?
the TV behind us is like people commenting right now.
There's
That's
also the one
live
in front of
comment.
you and the one to your left.
Yep, they're all
Can
the
you tell
same.
we've never done this before?
No, that's good.
And I've done this before, but I can't. Checking in podcast, Brian Barczyk.
That's me.
It's so
That's
small.
me,
that
Savannah.
Oh, look
you
at
won't
that.
find it.
Look at that. You're
You
on
should
there.
tell people where you are so they can subscribe.
I do actually tell people.
That's real
Yeah.
smart.
If you're listening right now, you want to go to the Checking In podcast.
I think they found it.
Brian Barczyk.
That was
Did you
such
hear
a
that radio
radio
voice?
voice.
That was really good.
Such
That
a
was such a
radio,
radio voice.
So I got to ask you that. I'm always curious. So
Okay.
you obviously do spots on your radio gig
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
Do you get paid for like when every spot you do?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so if like you bring in like a sponsor, like say like the saloon that does your hair,
Yes.
or is it saloon or salon?
Salon.
Saloons where you
What
get
are we
shot.
in the wild
Salon,
west?
yeah, salon. I always get saloon and salon and Trivoli's mixed up. Those are two words that get mixed up. So the salon that you go to, like when they do a spot, then they pay you an advertising
Yes.
fee. Wow,
Yes.
that's awesome.
And then I do different voices and stuff like that. So,
Wow.
like you
Let's
guys,
hear your best Brian Barczyk.
I don't have a good Brian Barczyk voice.
Oh,
like my
yeah.
voices are kind of,
It's very angelic.
they're their own characters. Like I do a sports broadcaster character. Her name's
Oh.
Linda Miller.
Let's hear it.
And
What?
she talks kind of. Thank you very much for having me on your program, Brian.
Damn, that was pretty good. Was that Brian?
Yeah,
It sounded pretty much identical.
Sounded exactly like Brian.
it sounds exactly like it. I like it. That's good stuff. So, obviously, the one thing you guys all have in common is your love for crocodilians. You work with a lot of other stuff. You've traveled around. You work with a lot of other stuff. But are the alligators and crocodiles the thing? I know Savannah is. I mean, she bleeds
Gator girl.
crocodile. You know.
I
So-
do.
But I mean, is that like your pinnacle animal, or is there other animals that you really? I mean, why are you working with alligators as opposed to working with whatever?
I work with all kinds of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
realistically. I will say that what I post, I definitely go with what people like more.
Okay.
So that does dictate how people view me is based on, I do stuff that I don't post up because I know people aren't that interested in it.
Right.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we do the same thing. Weirdly enough, you guys won't like this, but some of my worst content is alligator content.
Yeah.
Really?
When
Yeah,
we
it
post
never does
alligator-
good.
when
I don't
we
know.
post alligator stuff, it usually does not do as
And that
good.
does best for us.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're
Gator stuff
snakes.
always-
Yeah, 'cause I
Well,
think we're snake
one of my
people.
favorite animals, like absolute favorite, are sharks.
Right.
And I love sharks. I go shark diving all the time. I don't post most of my shark dive anything
people
because
don't.
nobody
Shark
seems to
divers don't do
care.
well.
And it's one of my
Really
favorite
interesting,
things.
Right? Yeah. Would you go shark diving?
You know what? I don't like to. I would.
Come out with me.
And I have, but only in a contained area. Like I went in this aquarium in Australia, so where you
okay.
swim with sharks, but you only
No.
really snorkel.
I'll take you in the
Right?
wild, no cage, bull sharks.
Yeah. See, I don't know about that.
Come on. It's so much fun.
It's actually
Like,
not that bad.
Yeah,
The
it's not
worst
that
part
bad.
Is like,
I mean, the pictures that I see you guys come out of there with are just breathtaking.
The
They're amazing.
experience is unbelievable.
Right.
Like it's unbelievable. It just doesn't translate well in media, I guess, because nobody seems to care. But
Yeah.
when you're there, it's the coolest thing.
But
Like,
it's weird because you have like Ocean Ramses that is giant.
Yeah.
on
But they're
media,
probably targeting as a shark channel.
well, that's also a lot of.
I think it's just Instagram.
Exactly.
But that's a
I
lot
feel
of
like
being a
it's a lot
pretty blonde
easier.
girl diving.
She is really pretty, and she is.
And
she
she
is
came and did the
blonde.
Casper tour.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she was.
Oh my God,
yeah,
that's
she was
cool.
nice and everything, and won.
Sweet, yeah.
So it was really cool. But I'm not pretty, so
Well, I don't know about
don't know
that.
about all
I'm
that.
sure
pretty.
if you went diving in a bikini with sharks, you would.
Yeah, you get some.
Yeah.
I get a
think
lot of views for a
your
different
feet.
reason.
Your feet. That's what you
Oh
need
my
to start
God.
focusing
They
on.
love
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
dial in
Only
the feet
feet
content.
Have you heard of Only Feet?
No.
Only
Yeah,
feet.
it's
Is that a thing?
We need to check that URL, man. Shit.
No, but I have heard of only Brillos.
Only Brillos.
I'm telling you, my TikTok content exclusively Brillo humping.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
And we'd be
else
crushing.
going-
We'd be
There's
crushing.
nothing
to
else going to be
success.
on it, man. I'm telling you what. Seriously, it's the way to go.
I think I don't try to focus on one animal as much as I like. There are certain animals that I like a lot. You know, I love them all, of course, but they're, you know, like my favorite alligator is not a pretty alligator. As a matter of fact, he's one of the least attractive alligators in all of Gatorland. Jaws.
Jaws,
but,
okay, yeah.
But, you know, and that's because he likes to fight. He always knocks his teeth out. Like, that's just what he does. Like, but I love his personality in that he's always aggro. He's always ready to be a part of everything. So, I mean, I love Ty Park's Parenti. Like, that's one of my favorite animals. But again, it doesn't ever do as well as like alligator crocodile content.
Well, I think that's the thing. Maybe that's what it is that you guys are alligator, you know, centric, you know, social media people, whereas I'm a snake guy, you know, so my snake content does better than alligator content, which is kind of a bummer, right?
It is a big bummer.
That social media does push you into a corner, and you'd like to maybe have more widespread, but it's not there.
Well, you're known for a shtick, and if you go outside of your thing you're known for, you're like, yeah, I know that guy for this.
I heard one time that YouTube, the algorithm, which is, of course, artificial intelligence, is what happens is that when you put a video out and it's confused about what to do with it because it doesn't fit your niche, it doesn't serve it up. Like so if I were to like say put a car, you know, a video out about building a car, it would go like it would do nothing.
Right.
Not even my hardcore, you know, followers that would
get
watch me do anything. They wouldn't even get notifications.
And that's exactly what happened to me when I tried to start a twerk talk called Savannah's Twerk Talk. And then I think the algorithm read it and they were like, well, there's no alligator in here trying to bite her twerk, so we're just not going to push that to the front.
Do you know that?
That's a good idea, Brian.
Have you heard? Have you guys? I'm going to go deep with twerking here for a second. It's a topic I like a lot. Have you ever seen the guy that plays violin?
Yes, I love him.
He's coming to Animal Con.
Is he?
He's a good friend of mine.
Really?
I love him.
I have no idea what's going on.
No, I've never seen him.
Yeah, so it's I Am Thomas. This is the name of his account. He has like more than 1 million followers on Instagram. Gets on, you know, World Star all the time, and he just plays classical violin while girls are twerking around him.
I love it.
You know, but he's
like
actually a reptile guy, and he's actually rebranding his channel to take the twerking away and going into animals.
That's
Are you
going to be
gonna miss it?
hard.
It's going to be a hard transition.
No, he's not. It's going to be tough.
hard
It's gonna be,
transition,
but he
Michael.
really wants to do music, is what he wants to do. Music and reptile.
We should have him come. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
So no, I just wanted to say before we like get away from that topic too far is as far as doing things outside your niche. I had an opossum stealing my chicken eggs, and that darn opossum got more views than any of my gator videos did.
People loved that
It just took.
opossum.
I have no idea why. It was trying to bite me. It's a little cute opossum trying to bite me, but that opossum, like my top 9 or whatever, he was it. He was like the top 3.
I mean, what
That's
about
incredible.
TikTok the ball python? You're
Yeah,
literally
that's right, yeah.
catching black
That's
mambas
true.
in Africa. No one cares. But
yeah.
the
I used to
ball
rant
python-
about this. Like it was the same time frame. Like I just hand caught a black mamba in the wild in Botswana. Nobody cares. And then we find a ball python with ticks on it, and that took off.
Something about ticks. You know, something about ticks.
Yeah,
People
and
like that.
We tried to do it with leeches, right? Because they're naturally occurring in Florida. So we did a whole video where we were pulling leeches out of alligators' mouths, right?
It's a great
Which is
video, yeah.
infinitely more dangerous than pulling ticks off
ball
whatever.
python, yeah.
And nobody liked it.
Yeah.
Like it was so dangerous. Like
So
we were all
weird.
up in their mouths and everything in their teeth sockets and all of that.
Yeah, see, I literally went online to try to buy ticks to put on my snakes. But I couldn't find any, you know.
Biohazard.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Back to the leeches. We have a video of Chris pulling leeches off of a wild snapping turtle in crystal clear spring water. It was amazing.
wow.
No views.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
cared.
crazy.
Everybody
It's a
loved
wild
the ball
turtle
python.
letting me groom it and take the leeches off of
It
it.
was really cool.
That's crazy.
And nobody cared.
And no one cares. Well, you know what? I care. And I know that Tiffany cares too. What does she have to say?
She says, hello, everyone. You guys are all so awesome. What's your favorite animal at the Reptilian? But if it's not Helen, don't even tell me. Haha, just kidding.
Oh, yeah, so Tiffany loves Helen.
Wait, who's Helen?
Helen is the no-eyed albino ball python.
Oh, I just saw her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's super cool. So
So favorite Reptilian animals?
Yeah, what do you think?
Pepper.
Oh, Pepper.
100% Pepper.
Yeah, we've heard.
Yeah, we've heard.
You guys already know mine.
Just wait till the video drops.
I can't wait till Pepper comes to Gatorland.
Just wait what Gatorland tried to do to Pepper. You guys are going to see it pretty soon.
Chaos ensued.
Chaos ensued. You guys have anything that you really stood out?
Brillo the armadillo.
Brillo the armadillo.
Oh,
And
Gabby
we're gonna,
and Brillo's love affair.
Listen,
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's-
be
it's
starting an
strange.
OnlyFans. No, not an OnlyFans.
Yeah, Brillo
We're gonna be starting
OnlyFans.
a GoFundMe for Gabby's Brillo fund. It's a
Oh my
Brillo
god!
fund.
You know,
I
every
am
single day, at
dying.
least 12 times a day, Gabby asked me for an armadillo. And I blame you, actually,
an
Brian.
educational
I specifically
still
blame you.
Yeah.
We do need an educational armadillo.
Everybody needs one.
So if you need it, you can pay for it.
Baby. Baby.
It's your listen, if there's one thing I know is it's your money. It's not your money.
What is his is mine.
Exactly. And what is yours is yours. So,
That's
it's-
unfortunately
yeah,
seems to be the case.
Yes. Timothy.
Timothy says, "Hey Chris, big fan of what you do. My question is, I remember you doing studies on crocs. Was wondering what studies you've done or what you've discovered, and if any have been towards solving medical issues in humans."
Interesting question.
So I've worked on quite a few different projects. I used to work a lot with the University of Florida and the Croc Docs lab. And so I used to go out with them a lot. And mainly what I got to work on were marker capture studies.
Okay.
So we would do tagging with babies and adults. And so baby season, we catch all the babies and put a toe tag and measure them and weigh them and all that kind of stuff. And then release them with the hopes that down the line, you're going to catch them as adults. And then different time of year, we go out and we just catch adults.
Okay.
So it's really, really cool. As far as the medical research stuff, I have not been a part of that, but I followed it a little bit, and it looks really cool.
For sure.
Well, yeah, I mean the healing powers alone, and the it seems like crocodilians
no-brainer
would be
almost, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I actually, do you know that RJ, when we got him, and this is a good question, I've never even thought about it till now. When we got him, he had a tag on him, a toe tag.
I noticed that. I noticed his foot has a
so
hole
do you
in the
think
webbing.
that he was like a wild animal that someone caught and brought in?
I don't know.
I mean, do they tag anybody? Like.
FWC will tag an alligator if they come from somewhere, and then there are also tags for. Farm tags. Farms have tags too.
That's what I was thinking.
Depends, yeah, it depends where you are.
Yeah.
It might have been a farm. I have no idea. When he came, he was no arm and a tag.
Do you want to
Yeah.
hear something crazy? Joe
Yes.
Wazalewski, who worked with Chris and is a good
Yes.
friend of ours and yours
Yes.
too. He told me that one of the, because sometimes I go down where the croc dogs are too and then catch all the babies. But one time they went down there and they caught like a juvenile crocodile down there
Right.
on one of the surveys,
Yeah.
and it had 7 microchips in it.
What?
Whoa.
That means it ate 7 hatchlings.
Oh,
my
my
God.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep. So it was the same one. It was already marked. It had a microchip, but when they scanned the whole thing,
Just
they
kept
found
on
7
popping.
other ones.
Wow.
Because I mean, that's
Crazy.
an easy meal, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if you found a group of hatchlings, like just
Yeah,
eat them
yummy.
all,
Yeah.
right? So
How big was it?
he said it was, I don't know, like 5-6 feet long, but it had 7 different tags in it.
Wow,
crazy.
that's insane. Now, did you guys ever see that? I don't know if you ever saw the YouTube video, because I know you guys have white alligators.
Yes.
Some of the only one of the only places, only a couple places in the world that have them. But did you ever see the video of the guy that like caught like 7 babies, 6 or 7 baby white ones in the Carolinas?
Yes.
Yeah, and they, do you know what happened to those?
From what I understand, and don't quote me on this and don't get mad, I think they collected them, and I think that all of them passed away.
That's what
I
I
don't
heard,
know
too.
where they went. I
heard
don't know
that.
how they got spread out.
I heard they like went to like the local
Yeah.
fish and game or whatever, like donate them to like nature centers,
Yeah.
or something like that, and they all died.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Could you imagine literally being out in the wild and seeing 7 baby
It was a
leucistic?
legit video.
Oh my god!
Oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
legit.
it was real.
Wow.
I actually contacted the guy asking, because it had like at the time like 200 views on the video. I mean, like no one
It
knew about
still
it.
doesn't have a lot of views on the
it's,
video.
It's crazy. And so I got through the guy through YouTube, and he told me a story like, oh yeah, no, I just gave him to the Fish and Game.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, oh my
That was a
gosh.
That's
mistake.
insane.
My
Wow.
gosh, that's like $500,000 worth of animals, you know.
Dude.
He
They're just
gave
chilling
one,
at
and then
Stony
they
Creek.
all like, but yeah, he just found one and then found another and then found another and then found another. I mean,
Wow.
how crazy is that, right?
I mean, that's where our leucistics came from Louisiana, but that was the first clutch that anyone found, right?
Didn't anyone
hatching
find
out.
more or no?
It was a fisherman. He went to the spot. He caught him hatching out. That's how the one that's at Louisiana,
Yeah,
Palm
the-
Beach Zoo, Gatorland, and then
Yeah,
there's
'cause
a
they
couple
all
more
went to-
somewhere else.
Yeah, they all went to the New Orleans Zoo, right? The what's the Audubon Zoo, right?
Some of them, not all of them.
Okay, I thought the Audubon got them all and then dispersed them from there. Or
Oh, maybe
might-
that's
yeah.
how they dispersed
Yeah.
them. But
But,
we have 3.
That's crazy.
Of
that you
them.
have 3. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
I mean, three is a little greedy.
Yeah.
Is
You
it?
know,
Yeah.
2 is probably good, so you could rehome one.
You should probably give me one.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
but
keep it in the bathtub,
you don't
right?
want
Save
one,
space.
another one.
Yeah, what are you
in-
going to name it? Because you,
don't
can't
want
name it Casper.
Yeah, you don't want another one in Florida, so you definitely want that in Michigan.
No. No. It needs to be in Florida.
I hope you guys produce them, though. You think you'll produce them one
I don't
day?
know. I'm not sure. I mean, I see them going at it every now and then.
Yeah.
We also have 2 heads. So at some point, someone must have reproduced them.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because we have 2 heads.
Okay.
Unless the 2 head females they got out of the same nest, in
Same
which
name,
case
yes, yeah.
they're brother and sister, but they're younger, so they couldn't have been
Yeah, that's what's
the
weird.
same ones.
I wonder what the deal is. That's crazy. That's one of my favorite
crazy.
animals.
That's so crazy.
That's one of my favorite animals on the planet, though.
Whenever Brian's not listening to what you're saying, he will say, "Oh, that's crazy."
So crazy.
That's when he wants to move along.
I do my best. So obviously, Chris, so I did the experience with Casper. Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Like it was. So for those of you guys that don't, please follow Chris, and obviously everyone here will put links in the description. But the Casper experience is like next level. I mean, it's like an alligator tell me a little bit about how long you've been working with Casper, and like how did that whole it can't just like, oh, I'm just going to swim with this alligator. It's got to start somewhere. How'd that go?
So, I mean, I've been working with Casper for 13 years.
Wow, 13.
Okay. So when I first started working with him, I only started the tours, like, was it 5 years ago? Something like that.
It was like when we first started dating. So
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, but the reason I started the tours is, I go out in the wild and I photograph wild alligators and crocodiles, and I just had my epic encounter with a 13-foot wild alligator and a 15-foot wild croc, and I'm diving with both of them.
That's
Coolest
amazing.
thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
But anyways, because I go out in the
Crazy.
wild, I get people are like, "Oh, take me with you," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, it's too dangerous. No, it's too dangerous." And then I had a Nat Geo guy ask me, and I'm like, "Oh, bro, it's Nat Geo." So I took him out, and like 5 minutes in, alligator goes to attack him,
Oh my
and
gosh.
right for the back of his head. So
Oh, jeez.
yeah, so.
Oops.
FYI, do not go swimming with wild alligators. For everybody out there listening, it is super dangerous. I've had them try to attack me multiple times. Like
Wow.
when you're in the water, they see you. If they're on the surface and you're a swimmer, they only see the top of your head. You look like small prey. They will come after you, even though humans are not normal gator food.
Right.
But anyways, so after that, I was like, I grabbed the gator before I got the guy, but it was definitely going to hit him in the back of the head. And I grabbed the gator and, stopped it. But after that, I was like, oh my God, like never doing that again. And I'm like, but people keep on asking me. So I came up with the idea of doing it with Casper, a trained alligator, and, doing it at the outpost. People can come and do it. And that way I'm not getting anybody eaten,
Right.
and kind of meeting that demand.
Oh my God. And it's such a cool experience. Have you done it?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Well,
cool?
I didn't do it with Chris, but it was like a day you had off when Bob was there. And so I was just filming Bob doing some work with Casper, and then he was like, "You want to get in?" Like fully clothed. I was like, "Yep." Right in the water. Had all my clothes on. Didn't even think to take anything off. And I think Casper's just an amazing alligator.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I don't know what your thoughts are on this. This is one of the things I was going to ask you as well. So for me, they all have different personalities, and you have to behave based on which one you're working with, which is the reason that we name all of ours, or the majority of them. We name the ones that want to work with us, and we name the ones that don't want to and are in attack mode most of the time. So there's a middle group that doesn't care either way. But those are the 2 reasons we kind of do that. So I'm interested to know what you think about personalities when it comes to alligators.
Yeah, there's a lot of variation in personality, but on the other hand, something I do like to really emphasize is like Casper is special to me, but among alligators, he's really not special. Like he's not like a unique alligator that he's the only one you can ever do that with.
Right.
Not at all. When I first started the tours, we had 15 gators in there.
Wow.
15. And I was bringing people in there every weekend. 15 alligators.
Wow.
And so it's just training them. Right now there's 4 alligators in there, at all times, and I train the other ones to not be a part of the tour.
Yeah,
because I only want one to focus on for obvious, reasons.
Right.
Keep it simple. But if heaven forbid, I don't want to say it, but if Casper for whatever reason was not able to do the tour anymore, I would train out a new one and be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I have full confidence.
It is crazy. I think Bubba was that way with Jim Nessie.
Yeah.
Remember Jim Nessie. He had. Have Bubba?
I don't know him, but I know
of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had like Bubba 1, and then Bubba 1 died, and he did Bubba 2, which did the same thing. I actually heard. It's in Florida now. Did you know that?
Who?
Bubba is.
Bubba's in Florida?
Yeah, Bubba's in Florida. I don't know at what park it's at, but it's at a park.
Interesting.
I don't have no idea. I think it's in the Tampa area.
Okay.
So I don't know where it would be, but Jim moved from Chicago to the Tampa area, and one of the parks took in Bubba. So
That's nice.
Yeah, I wanted that alligator so bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was trying to get him to give it to me. But what did Brad have to say?
Brad says, much love, guys. Has anyone seen a croc monitor in the wild?
I have not.
I have not.
Never been over there,
no.
unfortunately.
Yeah, wow. That I wonder. Yeah, that would be crazy. I chase around water monitors
Yes.
in Indonesia, but never croc monitors, man. I don't even know exactly where they're from. Like what if
Probably
they're like right, but I mean like is there a region or is it widely, you know?
Yeah.
I think there's different regions because I think there's different like
There's localities.
yeah, there's different localities and the way that they look. Like yours looks more like mine, but then I've seen like Robbie and other people have them that look like they came from
Totally
somewhere
different.
else.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. But they are I mean they're tree dragons. They're
Real.
amazing
so cool.
animals.
Do you know why they're called crocodile monitors?
why?
Because when the people see them, they think a crocodile is nearby. Like that's a warning.
That's a
Yeah, so that's a croc monitor.
really?
Like an omen.
Yeah.
I've had so many people tell me it's because of their teeth. I'm like, their teeth don't look like croc teeth at
No.
all. And
I-
everybody tells me that. And I'm like, okay, I'm an idiot. Like, everybody's saying this, and it's very clearly not the case.
I think, well, I have some friends in Indonesia and I talk to them pretty frequently, and that's what they said. Like, if you see a croc monitor in a tree, if you see a croc monitor anywhere near the water's edge, it means a crocodile is nearby.
So it's like monitoring the crocodile.
exactly. It's a croc
That's where all
monitor.
monitors
It's
got
a
their
croc
name.
monitor. Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I don't know if that's true, but that's
But you heard it here
It sounds
first.
really good,
It
though.
does.
I'd be
I like
willing,
it.
I'd be
Makes
willing-
more sense than the
my
teeth.
my
Yeah.
guess is that there's always crocodiles where there are croc monitors.
Right.
You know? They
but
probably don't
here's
come
the thing.
just for the croc monitors.
Let's say a crocodile pulled in a big prey and has it nearby. The croc monitor might eat some of that too.
Yeah, no, that's
so
true.
it
So
kind of
maybe
makes
it- yeah,
sense
it makes
that
sense,
like
like
they would be
Scavenge on
around.
some, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're wicked animals, man.
really
I love
smart.
them. They're crazy.
I feel super smart right now.
I can
You-
see
you
it.
seem
Your head's
smart.
getting bigger.
Thank
It's
you
filling
so
out that
much.
hat.
What is the eye shine again?
Huh?
What is the eye shine?
Tapetum lucidum.
Now you're smart. Now
Yeah.
you're
I
smart.
love it.
I
when
love
she
it.
says
I
that.
get the chills every time Savannah says that.
Crazy About Reptiles just said, shout out to you guys. You guys are great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
Appreciate
appreciate you.
Mama Tomsky.
This is Mama
This is my
Tomsky.
mommy. She says, hey, everyone. So great to see you guys there. Missing out on a lot of love that you guys are together.
Yeah, it's awesome. Did you know that Mama Tomsky is going to be volunteering at Gator or at
Ty
Ty's
Parks.
place? Like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
heard that. That's great.
She's going to have so much fun. She's
Yeah,
going to love
she's
it.
she's going to be given so much misinformation. You
I can't
believe.
wait.
Yeah, she's
That's
just
gonna
going to
be
make
great.
it up.
Worse than one of our videos, you know?
She's going to be talking about ghost stories the whole time.
Like we're gonna go to
That's right.
Ty's and
Facts.
she's gonna be like, "You guys aren't on the schedule.
yeah,
Sorry, come in today."
But wait, but Mrs. Tompkins said we could come.
Nope.
Nope, sorry.
Silver Cash says, I'm in the middle of cleaning rat tubs, and hopefully Saturday have my first clutch. We're going to see snowball fights. Glad to see you all there.
Got to see snowball fights.
That's what he says.
God, I don't know what that part meant.
Listen, dude. Dude's in the. He's got rat urine everywhere, man.
He's just
stankin'.
like the ammonia from the rats is getting to his brain. No, so Silver Cash is a good guy. He's come to visit us a couple times, and he's one of our pizza making friends.
We have a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of
Pizza-making
pizza.
friends.
Yeah, pizza. You know, if you don't have,
I need to
another-
make some of those.
If you don't
Yeah,
have pizza
it's
making
important.
friends, you really don't have friends.
Yeah.
I'm a
Really?
loser then.
What's a pizza making
seriously.
friend?
Oh, we're all
People
losers.
that make friends. Like
I don't have any. I don't have a pizza
Pizzas
making
that
friend.
make friends.
pizzas that make friends. No, friends that can make pizza. You know,
But James Dos Pinos put Savannah equals brain. I'm gonna have to screenshot that.
There's literally
forever.
chats
It said
everywhere.
Dos penises. Is that what his name
Yeah,
was?
dos penis.
Dos
Yep.
Pinos.
Oh, dos penises.
Yeah.
I think it means 2 pineapples.
Oh, I thought it meant
a swinger.
I thought it meant 2 penises.
You've
I'm
been
sorry.
spending too much time with Brillo.
I've been.
Okay.
I tell you what, I was impressed with Brillo. Really, I mean, to be honest with you,
like
ever
you're-
since I've gotten Brillo, I've had a lot. I've been very self-conscious.
I
know.
would be too, man.
It is.
like-
It is
a
an
lot to compete
impressive
with.
size.
I mean, it's the first
It's
size
impressive
to
and
ratio
intimidating.
and articulating.
It's interesting to me how into that animal Gabby is.
Yeah.
I've always loved armadillos. It's just even
Yeah.
funnier when like something is I'm obsessed.
I
I've
feel
always
really
been obsessed with
uncomfortable
armadillos.
right now.
I'm really uncomfortable right now.
Have I not been talking about armadillos for like the last 5
She
years?
has actually. She called me a couple times. She's like, "How much was Brian's armadillo? There's one at this place, and I want to." And I was like, "I don't know."
I tell you what, that
They're a lot of
$4,000
money.
one I would pick up for sure.
I texted the guy. He didn't
Dude,
get back to me yet.
I have to hear about armadillos every single day.
Chris, I
It's
tell
your
you,
fault,
the
Brian.
best thing for you to do right now is just buy that armadillo.
You need an educational armadillo.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah?
having your own Pokemon,
What animals
right?
do we have
Exactly.
right now that we can use for education? The toucan. We're gonna bring the toucan to schools. Gonna poke somebody's eyes out.
Yeah, Brillo pokes someone's eyes out too.
Oh,
but
why don't you guys use
Different part of his body.
Why don't you guys use Burmese pythons?
Oh, because we're
That's right.
We can use our tegu. Oh wait, that's illegal. Too.
Or how about green
An
iguanas?
iguana. No, they're not
can't
allowed.
do that either because they can
man.
never go outside ever again in the
Ever
state of
again.
But
Florida.
I can have 20 in my yard eating my plants.
Right.
That's fine. But
Yes.
I can never own one to bring to a school and talk about and educate.
Right.
No, that's great. That is a crazy thing.
I wonder if you catch one outside of the school that you go to do the talk, if you can use it on the inside.
I used
I
to
don't
do
think you're allowed
that.
to touch them.
So
right?
back
used to
before
do
all the
that.
crazy laws, no, I used to, if I had a talk, I would literally, because I had a spot so reliable for berms, I would go out, like literally drive past the school, catch a wild python, drive right back with it.
Oh my gosh, that's a.
I literally used to do
brilliant.
it before all the
That's
laws. and
brilliant.
crap.
Like I don't even have a berm. I just get one every
On the way.
afternoon.
No, I literally would. I'm like, I don't have time to keep one of these things.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
just go
about to
catch
do a
one.
Burmese presentation. I got to go pick one up out of the wild to get. That's great. I mean, that's awesome. man.
Smart.
Not making it up.
That's smart. I love it. I love it. It's good stuff.
JG says, message for Savannah. Tell Brian to do a video with Verde or Morton will eat his brain.
Ooh, JG32 is a big fan of Morton the saltwater crocodile that lives at
Oh, yeah,
Gatorland.
Morton's good.
And every comment he ever makes is
It's
about
all-
Morton eating someone.
Even
He always wants Morton to eat someone.
And he always makes comments on ours about Verde. So you better be careful, Brian, or he's
Which
going to have
one's
her meet.
Verde? I don't know.
Verde,
everyone's
so
name
she's my smaller anaconda. So I have 4 anacondas total, 3 in the big cage and 1 in a smaller enclosure. So Verde is a smaller female anaconda. Now, Lori doesn't like the fact that I have 4 anacondas. Becky said, "Hey."
Becky just throwing some croc and snake love.
Becky's up in
Appreciate you,
the
Becky.
PEI, Prince Albert Islands.
Ooh, that's a good question. Eric asked a good question.
What does Eric say?
He said, hey guys, has anyone had a close call with a well-trained alligator that you
Here we
normally
go.
wouldn't think would have an issue with?
Yeah, I knew that was
Posted
going
it
to happen.
yesterday. I posted one yesterday. I think I posted one today too.
Oh, I've seen some crazy shit with Chris, man.
Yeah.
That Cuban was the craziest
yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Toothy is a scary.
That-
Yeah,
that-
she's a female Cuban croc that tried to take my head off multiple times. Yeah,
Well, that one video I saw was. Did you see that video?
Which one is it? I'm waiting.
It's where he's working with the male Cuban and the female Cuban like just flies out of the trees
just
at him.
galloping after me and like jumps like
oh, I
face
haven't
height.
seen that video.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
god! I'm
crazy.
telling you, it is like, and you just like casually just get up with your stick and
And block
like,
her. Yeah,
blocked her.
but,
I
dude,
mean,
she's
samurai.
scary.
yeah,
Every time she comes close, I'm like, Chris. like,
yeah,
hide him.
she's
It's
fun.
terrifying. You want to tell them about the time she tried to kill us, or
Which time?
me and Martha?
Which time?
No.
The
So
time where she actually was trying to kill me and Martha.
Yeah.
And I thought I was gonna die.
I mean, she's tried to kill me like I don't know how many times. But so one time they were collecting eggs, and so Gabby and Martha are collecting eggs, and then me and this guy Quentin are trying to keep the croc back. And it got past Quentin and was going right for them. And so Gabby heroically hid behind Martha.
Totally.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a rule of thumb.
I didn't
you know?
have anything to defend myself.
No,
and
you
and
always-
I grabbed the Cuban croc by the tail, you know,
Whoa.
and I grabbed her by the tail and
What?
pulled her back. And I mean,
Sheesh.
if you know this animal, like, you know, like that is so sketch. Like she,
Yeah, she'll swing around like nothing.
and I mean, I'm 6'5" and she can bite me in the face.
Right.
Like that's how high she jumps. And thankfully she didn't. Or the time I jumped her.
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, that
I
was
so
fun.
disappointed I wasn't there for that.
You
Oh,
know,
sheesh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think all the stories are probably going to be like Danny's in the other room right now from Gatorland, but we were moving one of our Cubans, and
Cubans are
he went
sketchy.
to put the towel on her eyes, like so we could cart her around. And when the towel was coming down, she flew out from underneath it because she saw it coming down, and literally she probably ate some nose hairs out of
my
Danny's
God,
nose. Like
no
I've
way.
never seen one jump that high and that close to someone's face. But
Oh my gosh.
but the Cubans are always going to be probably the closest calls of anyone.
Yeah.
How
Just
is
'cause-
it? How is it working? I mean, you've been to Cuba to work with them. I mean, like, how is that? Man?
Even
It's-
worse.
It's got to be crazy, right?
I mean, it's just even more. It's even more, and they're all wild. Like so it's very like it's very very sketchy. Like
Yeah.
it's
But you
scary
love it,
always.
though. You love it
I
there.
do love it. I do love it. But you know, they tell you not to run when you're in with the big crocs,
What?
right? Because they don't want to see like if something starts running, then they all start. Because they're
my
kind of
God.
different because there's so many.
Yeah, of
So
So
course,
even
of
if you
course.
go in with the babies and you walk towards them, initially they'll run away. But then when whoever is the bigger in the pack, once it turns on you,
Uh-huh.
they all will turn on you.
Really?
Like so the mentality
absolutely
that they
horrifying.
have like as a team is like one night we were there and there was this one enclosure and they had been doing blood draws for days and days and days. And as we were leaving, I could see them pacing the fence. And as we were leaving, I was like, ooh, something's going to happen tonight. I don't know what, but I can feel it like in every bit of me. So somehow in the nighttime, 3 gigantic crocodiles climbed out over the top of the fence.
out.
3. So when we got there the next day to do more blood draws, they were like, we can't go down there. I was like, why can't we go down there? And they were like, oh, because some of the big crocodiles got out last night.
Oh,
so,
my gosh.
Yeah. So
How do these crocodiles do that? Like climb over fences?
I think they climbed on top of each other. I honestly think that they used each other to get out.
Oh my gosh, it's like a zombie movie.
Yeah.
They just like pile up until they eventually get out.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, and they're so crazy, man.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, the one that I work with, she definitely targets your head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Targets your head specifically.
Yeah. It's wild.
I mean,
wow, it's incredible.
She one time she like, I didn't get this one on video, but like I was working with her specifically and I'm crouched down and then she lunged in my face and I jumped back, and as I'm jumping backwards and like rising up, she's like literally tracking my head, launching off the ground. And like
It's impressive.
It's
Yeah.
impressive. Yeah, that
well,
is. Yeah.
what's crazy too is like when I like talk about it and I'm like, so it's kind of weird. Like there's literally like the lizard part of my brain
Right.
that like totally takes control of my body when I'm working with dangerous
Right.
animals like
Sure,
that,
yeah.
where I'm like,
Yeah, I'm the
that
same
wasn't
way.
me that avoided that bite. That was like the back of my brain that got me out because
Yeah,
I cannot move that fast. I know that my consciousness can't move as quick.
That's true.
And like,
Yeah.
you know, whatever part of me in the back is like, go.
Yeah. It's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get out of the way sometimes and people are like, oh my God, you're really fast. I'm like, that wasn't even me.
Yeah, I just realized that happened.
Now, wasn't it St. Augustine that a keeper lost his arm for a Cuban?
I thought that was in Switzerland or Germany or somewhere.
I heard so. You know, Cody Bartolini.
No.
Do you know Cody? He used to be the head keeper at Augustine, and when we went there with Forrest, he because him and Forrest were really good friends. He told us that the only crocodile accident ever at St. Augustine
yeah.
was a Cuban croc, and it ripped a keeper's arm off.
It may have. I
Yeah.
mean,
I don't. But that might be a wives' tale too. I have no idea.
but I
don't
know
wanna
there was a
spread
news
rumor.
story like 2 or 3 years ago where, so I guess Cuba had gifted some Cuban crocodiles to either Germany or Sweden.
Okay.
And one of the guys was doing a talk on them and, talking about them because they came back to Cuba.
Yeah.
And I think his arm went down and it just jumped up, ripped it right
Yeah,
off while he was doing his talk.
Yeah, what Cody had said was that, you know how St. Augustine, their pools have a little overhang? I don't know if you know, some of their
kinda.
pools have like a little overhang where the crocs can't climb out of certain parts or whatever. He told us that this female Cuban always was like in this leaf area every morning sunning. And this keeper had been there for years and years and years.
This
and
was
she
St. Augustine because they actually said this when I was there with you.
Okay, so yeah, so it
Yeah.
is. So it is apparently a true story. So they were this croc always stayed where it's sun, and so he went in there and he just looked over, considered that she was there, and then he started cleaning leaves out of the thing, and she was underneath the lip.
Oh.
And as soon as he went down, grabbed his arm and ripped it off.
I don't doubt it,
Yeah,
man.
death rolled it
And you
off,
see their
know.
teeth, like they have like a curved back, like a scythe.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, but they're just amazing. I mean, they're still one of my favorite crocodiles, though.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for
you know.
sure my favorite kind of crocodile.
Yeah,
Really?
Definitely.
yeah.
I like Niles.
No,
Really?
Niles are cool, but like not as cool as
Yeah.
Cubans.
No, I mean Cubans are cool, but I don't know.
I feel like Niles are a little bit of a trash crocodile.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
shots fired.
Damn, these are
Not
dirt.
at you. Okay, so I don't feel like they're a trash crocodile. I'll say it like
That's
this.
right. You better backtrack.
Yeah.
So so let me backtrack.
Pedal.
So we have a magnificent Nile crocodile at Gatorland.
Yeah.
He's about 15 feet long. His name is Lyle the Nile crocodile.
Doing well.
He never does anything in the videos.
Right.
He
He just
doesn't
sits
chase
there.
us. He doesn't put his head up. He doesn't do any of the things that you want to see a crocodile do. So I can do 5,000 videos with a saltwater crocodile chasing me, right?
Right.
For like 1,000 views. And if I just put Lyle in the video, it'll get 1 million views.
Really?
And he doesn't have to do anything. So I think that part of it, like he doesn't do anything. Why do you guys like him so much? I don't understand
Because
it.
he's a Nile crocodile.
Yeah, but so
I know.
What is Sultan? What
Sultan is a Nile as well.
Dude, Sultan is
Sultan is awesome. See, I like
Yeah,
Sultan a
Sultan.
lot.
Yeah, because he's fun. Yeah, he's fun. Yeah, I love Sultan.
I would
too.
do anything to scratch him. Ugh.
Sultan, yeah,
Oh, my
he's a
God.
special one. Sultan.
amazing.
See, and again, I don't like Sultan as much as I like Blondie. Like, so I don't know.
Really?
You have favorites. You guys have to have favorites. Like, it's
Absolutely.
impossible to not have favorites.
Yeah.
I think.
I think you're 100% right. I mean, you can love them all, but there's still going to be animals that like this is really special.
They steal
to me,
your
or
heart,
that's, you
yeah.
know. But so you guys said, Cubans, we can all agree are amazing. What is the next ones down the list? I mean, Cubans, salties.
Salties for me.
Salties.
Yeah, I love the salties.
Yeah, I mean, to Gabby's point, like I really do like Niles a lot. Like I mean, I went to Botswana with the Nile crocs there, and you see like just
That's awesome.
massive ones in the
Yeah.
wild, and they they eat the most people too.
Yeah.
And like that right there, like
It's brutal.
Who was the
Bro.
famous croc that ate a bunch?
Gustav.
Yeah, Gustav.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was at St. Augustine, right? Was Gustav?
well, no.
That's Gomac, I think.
That was
Yeah.
Gomac.
Yeah.
Gomac.
Gomac.
Gustav is
Yeah,
a
Gomac.
wild crocodile that's
supposedly ate tons of
eats
people.
Still
tons
around?
of people.
Is he
Well,
supposed
that's
to
the other
be?
thing too. It's more like a legendary kind of
Right.
thing where it's like, is that the same one or is that one? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I caught a 14 and a half footer before.
Did you?
Yeah, in a place called Josini, Africa. I was out on with the research biologists that were studying toxicology for the animals because there was like iron in the water from mining and stuff like that. And we went there and I'll tell you a quick story because you guys whatever. Have you heard this story?
I saw the video.
Oh yeah, you saw the video. So I went to Josini. It's got the most Nile crocodiles in one body of water in all of South Africa. There's over 400 big Nile crocodiles in one body of water, and it's not that big of a body of water. And so this guy Mark was the biologist there for a year. And so my fixer had say, hey, we're going to come there, we're going to catch this crocodile, we're going to take like some scute samples, blah blah, all this other stuff, right? And so we go out on the boat and we're trying to noose an alligator, and they're just exploding in the water. And this was kind of like the culmination of like the entire video, right? Like not the video, it was like a documentary, and like was me catching this crocodile. And so we only had 2 days to do it, but it sounded like it was going to be pretty easy with 400 crocodiles in
Right.
a relatively small area of water. And so literally at the end of the first day, as the light is going down, I mean, we're missing. Noose, explode in the water. Noose, explode in the water. Noose, gone. And I look over to Mark and I'm like, what's your success rate, on catching these things? Because we're having no success. And he goes, well, I've never actually caught one.
Oh.
So he'd been there for a year. And he had never caught a crocodile.
Tell him to call me.
And yeah, so that night was a sleepless night for me because I was keeping on thinking like, what are we going to do if it don't catch a crocodile? Kind of is like this is the money shot, And so I kind of devised a plan. There was one area that the boat driver, his name was Amos, didn't want to go because there was hippos in the water. But we had gone by there at one point, and it was the only part in the dam where there was really shallow water for about 20 to 30 feet. And then it went deep, right? All the other things would go from bank
a shelf,
to
yeah.
8 foot deep, and they just explode into the water. So in the morning, I said, this is the deal. Once the crocs are up on land, we need to get to that shallow area, and we need to end up not going directly at the crocs, but where he's going away from the boat, we need to intersect him when he hits the deep water, where the boat can go. And we went out, first time we caught a 14 and a half foot croc.
Wow.
First, I mean, we were done by noon. Like we literally had pulled the crocodile up, taped it up, did all of the measurements, did the scute sample, tagged it, the whole shot, re-released it by noon. We were done. So, but that was one of the most
Took a year for that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'll tell you right now, they're so smart. They learn that like every failed attempt you have at catching them, you're teaching them your methodology for catching, and they 100% learn exactly what you're doing and what to avoid. So if you suck and you don't get him, he's learning your tricks every single time.
Yep.
You're not getting better. He's getting better.
We deal with that a lot, catching nuisance gators too.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
Once
God.
they know you're onto you and they learn, talking about Nile crocs. I caught the Nile crocodile in Florida. You know, the famous ones all over the news and all this kind of stuff. You know, 6-foot Nile crocodile that escaped from somebody in Florida, and all these articles about Nile crocs are going to take over the Everglades. Like, no, they're not. But there were 3 recovered, and I caught the biggest one. And it was an interagency thing where a lot of people were helping out and whatever. But I'm the one that actually got my physical hands on that croc, and we had to really switch up what we were doing because that croc had been being pursued by people so much. It learned all the tricks.
Yeah, it's kind of like the one that just got caught with the
tire.
The tire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, finally got it. And so,
but I think the reason, like, so from talking to Matt Wright, because you know he went over there to try to catch it too. The area that it was in was like a culmination of trash, people washing their dishes, and food going in there. So there was never a lack of food for him. And the way the current went in there, like it was so difficult to get to them. Matt said he was beside the crocodile several times, but because the boat was so small and because the current was so strong that, you know, if they did cinch it, like got a noose on it and cinch it, it could have flipped the whole boat over.
Yeah.
So the whole area where it was, all its needs were being met, you know? So it didn't need to venture out to anywhere else.
How did does anyone know how they ended up catching it? It was like
I don't know
local,
what the
right?
I don't know what. Well, I think you said that it was not a local.
Well, Joe, they were local people, but Joe said they were people
pros,
that he had trained, like, I don't know how many years back. Him and Adam Britton and a couple other people went over to Indonesia and trained this group over there.
So
and,
they weren't like local yahoos that were just like, hey,
so I was
you know,
gonna say, like, how did no one get hurt?
but the news story's better if it's that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Interesting. No, that's cool. I'm just glad that it's caught. Yeah. All right, what we got?
I'm Reptilian. Says Aki versus Argus. Which is a better first monitor?
Probably Aki. You know, because it's going to stay smaller. You know, Aki monitor.
I go
first.
Argus. Just
Really?
get with it, man.
Yeah, get a real
Argus
monitor.
are sweet.
I love Ackies. That's actually the first monitor I've ever interacted with.
Yeah, I think they're just. I don't disagree. Argus are amazing.
Yeah.
they're special. Argus are special. They're the Cuban crocodile of the monitor world.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
because they're so much more athletic than any other monitor. Even they're more athletic than croc monitors. 100%. You know,
They'll
I mean,
stand up.
they'll stand on their
I
feet.
love
they
that.
jump around. They'll do flips. I mean, they're just crazy. When Artemis Prime was in his prime, he's a little bit old now. I mean, it used to literally like run up the wall and like jump backwards, like almost like a Spider-Man flip.
Yeah,
it was just crazy what that animal would do. So, you know, as a first thing, maybe not an Argus, but they are dope. I love them.
Silver Cash said, Savannah,
What?
how many GoPros has Gatorland been through?
Oh my gosh, so many. It's ridiculous. And I will tell you that the thing that gets the GoPros every time are the little Cubans. Every single time.
Really?
Like because you always use caution with the big animals, right?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
because they're so big, like
Yeah,
they could
right,
kill you. But with the little ones, I think it's just human nature. Like you think, it won't be that bad. Every single GoPro that we've lost has been lost to a Cuban or in a Cuban
Now,
exhibit.
has anyone eaten them, or is it just like
No,
crushed?
but so we have two juvenile Cubans that are Rom and Daisy, and they're not on display.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the quickest, fastest, and most well trained. Like the girl, we have her trained so well that she'll sit and hold for a blood draw.
Oh, wow.
So they live in the back, but yeah, he just jumped out of the water, grabbed it, snatched it out of my hand, and just crushed it. He didn't eat it, he dropped it, but he just crushed it.
Yeah.
How many GoPros did Aries get? 1 or 2?
I think one. He's a
Just
one
one?
Nile croc, and he
Yeah.
grabbed mine and
Oh my
like
God.
I watched.
See,
it,
I don't
like,
even.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing about the Cuban Nile.
Yeah.
he got
Like-
it and he just and then
And,
just
and
let
we're
it go.
like, no, it's okay. We got it on video at least. Like that's gonna be a cool video.
Nope.
And
No.
he just crushed the whole.
What's who thought it would be a great idea
to put those two
to
together.
put
Him.
the smartest and like some of the biggest, most aggressive crocodiles together?
But
Well, I
mine's
can
a
tell you.
sweetheart.
I can tell you what they didn't watch Jurassic World.
No.
That's
true.
for sure.
Exactly.
But Aries is a sweetheart. He's a Cuban Nile, and I can literally I can be on his back. I'm petting him on the back of the
What?
head.
That's the one-
I've got him so well trained.
That's the one in the video we did with Chris when we were down in Florida where he put his face right by it.
Yeah. I can put his face right up against his teeth against my face.
Yeah, see, I don't
I'm
really
good on
see
that.
any need for that.
Yeah, no, that's
Like,
a little crazy. Man.
It's every time I see your pictures and videos like that, I'm just like, but why?
So
Cuz can, Brock. Cuz can, Brock.
Cause can.
I like it.
I like it. All right.
No, but do you guys know Jerry Mata? Right? You guys know? Okay, so he had 2 big Cuban Niles too that are from the same family as yours. And and I could barely even go in his backyard where they were. Like they're that aggressive and gigantic. And they track everything, every single move anybody makes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to have Aries try me, I mean, it's not like he's nice. Like he's definitely tried me a lot. And man, he's quick. He's really quick.
So quick.
And he's like, for his size, he turns on a dime.
What about jumping? How is he when it comes to jumping?
He hasn't really jumped at me. It's usually just a spin, but he's lightning quick, especially for how big he is.
Gosh. Yeah, like if he really wants to, there's no getting away from him. Remember when you try to take that tooth out with a stick and he just I cannot believe. First of all, that was super close.
Yeah,
second of all,
he almost got my hand.
I cannot believe. I have a video somewhere.
So I've multiple times when he's got a loose tooth, I can take his teeth out by hand, and I'll put my hand like in his mouth and take.
I think you did that while we were there.
Did I?
On
when
video.
You guys were there?
Yeah,
It's like his favorite party trick. He's like,
so
watch me pull a tooth. From
so I'll hand
It's a
remove
fake
the teeth
dinosaur. It's
off
always
of
a
this.
fake. It's just a fake tooth.
That would be a great way to do it.
Nah, but he's like he's like a 12-foot Cuban Nile crocodile, and I'm hand removing teeth, and then I do it. I've done it quite a few times, and then one time, I'm like, I'm getting a bad vibe, and I'm like, I can't even tell you what it was. But I just had like a bad vibe about him. I'm like, he's being, I don't know, man. And so I trust my instinct, and I'm like, I couldn't even tell you what I detected, whatever. But so I didn't, and I used a stick, and a decent sized stick.
Yeah.
And I go to touch it, and dude, he's so fat, whack.
Quicker
And like
than he could pull his
quicker
hand
than
away.
I could possibly react. And I was like, I am
Like,
so
in a
glad I listened
Yeah,
to
you would
myself.
have been gone. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have nailed me for sure.
Oh,
That's crazy how fast and how much they pay attention to.
Yeah. And like when you think you're fast, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure we all think we're really fast because we do this
I
stuff
don't
all the
think I'm
time.
fast.
I've seen Savannah
pushes
She's
people
not fat.
down.
Yeah,
That's
she's-
But I will push people down. That is a fact.
It's
Well,
happened to me many times.
Even when you do think you're fast, and then you have these moments, you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'm not so fast.
yeah,
I just missed
Gotta
it. Yeah.
respect. Yeah,
Humbles
respect.
you a little
I
bit.
think the most important thing, I don't know what everybody that's watching is getting from this, but so
A lot, I'm sure.
there's this thing that happens to you. I mean, I guess it's instinct. I don't know what else to call it. There's like this thing that happens to you, and I don't know if you have it from being around predators or if it's something inside of human beings, just like survival instinct sort of thing. But like what you were saying, like how you felt a bad
There's
vibe
like
that
two
day and you used a
brains,
stick.
man.
Like there've been several times where I've been like, not today. Like I don't know what it is that's different in the moment that is internal in human beings that makes you behave that way.
I 100% agree. I feel like I am very, very much in touch with my instinctual part of me. And like even when I'm looking for animals, I've had it where like my brain's like, there's something there.
Yep,
and I stop and
right.
my conscious brain is like, I don't see anything.
Right.
And not that I'm actually having an internal conversation, but like,
No, but you in a
there's-
way, yeah.
a flag goes up in my head and I'm like, there's something there. And I stop and I stare at the same spot and I'm like, I don't see anything, but
And then boom.
I know there's something. And then boom, there it is.
Yep.
Chris's
Yep.
intuition is insane. Like
It's
I've
intuition.
never met.
I don't know what you want to call it.
How do you-
Is that the right word? I've never met. anyone
intuition.
Like,
Like
Good.
developing it though, like if you can harness that, right? How do you make it better? Like when I was telling you guys about the Cubans that got out in Cuba. So like I walked around. I was telling Gabby this morning. Like I walked around and looked for them with binoculars all day long. Couldn't find them. Went with my camera zoom lens because it was even stronger. Couldn't find them. And then I got to this one part where like I felt like something punched me in the chest, right? And I was like, whoa, that's weird. Something is somewhere. So I just froze in position, and then literally from like me to you was like an 8-foot Cuban crocodile, and I was like, but there's no way I would have seen it if I was looking for it.
Yeah.
Like it was, and so once I had that feeling, it was easier for me to find the other two
That's tracking.
because I could just walk and if I felt it, right?
Yeah. It's like
a metal
they're always
detector.
watching.
Yeah.
No, you gotta have your
magnet.
conscious mind take a back seat to your spirit.
How do you
right.
do that?
Ooh, getting some woo in here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Gummies.
I'm starting to get a little heebie-jeebies.
Turn on that ghost
take out
machine, Brian.
the spirit box. Let's start going, man. Oh man, what do we got?
CJ says, huge fan with a good question for everyone. What is one moment in your career that you want to relive, something you want to see for the first time again?
That's a great question.
Really
isn't
good.
it? That's
Yeah,
a
you
really
should
good
write a
question.
book.
I've got some for sure.
Go ahead,
I got
go.
some,
Tell
too.
me, tell me.
So like you get to work, Savannah gets to work with saltwater crocs all the time.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. The only saltwater croc I got to work with was forever ago before anybody had camera phones. And it was 16-foot saltwater croc. I used to hand feed and do shows.
What was its name?
Hank.
Hank.
Yeah,
Yep,
dude.
yep,
With
yep.
Joe. Yeah, with Joe.
Yeah, I've seen videos of him.
Yeah, but unless somebody brought a real camera,
Right.
Camera phones didn't exist.
Right, yeah.
So I have like 2 photos of me with this animal.
Wow.
And I wish I could relive, those days. And like, bro, you talk about like that croc almost. The first time I got to feed him, like Joe was like the man, and then when Joe left and we're like, well, what do we do? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to feed him, so I go in there with a big old whole chicken and I put it down and he like lurched just with his side, like not even using his legs. He just like lurched and his jaws, like my hands here, jaw came down like this.
Wow.
And I'm like,
yeah. Oops.
but I wish I could work with him again with like cameras, relive that.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good stories about him from Joe and about you guys and what you guys used to do. Like I've seen pictures of Joe in the water with him, and I'm just like, what the heck were you thinking on this picture?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so what's yours?
So I would say, so I went to Cuba in February, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I went to Cuba, I'll make this real short, but the first time I went to Cuba was before I worked for Gatorland. I just loved Cuban crocodiles.
Right.
And I navigated my way to find these crocodile specialists that I had screenshotted in my phone.
Yeah.
And then, since then we have a strong conservation arm and, we give back to them. So after 6 years of going to Cuba, because I've been like 15 times now, which I'm probably going to get a new passport just so it doesn't have 15 Cuba stamps in it.
They're like, what's wrong with this lady?
She's
a spy.
This time. I want to go.
For the first time ever, when I was there in February, I got to release 10 Cuban crocodiles. So they're trying to increase the distribution and have it distributed in different areas. Yeah. So I got to release them. And, from meeting them and just being a person off the street effectively, right? Because I didn't even work for a Gator. I didn't even work for Gatorland.
Time,
to that moment of getting to do that. And then
Special.
how crazy it was that I met those people because they were just like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here? And I was like, I'm just going to come here and work every day with you guys. And they were like, but for what? Like, and I just did. So
You're like, this is how it's going to be.
I'm your stray cat. You just picked me
Why don't
up.
we switch sandwiches?
You shouldn't have fed me the first time. So being able to do that was amazing. And I was crying and like, my GoPro got stolen, so like I don't have a lot of the footage of it, but like watching them, like, and you think like this is what people think, this is what the animal people think. Like when you release them, they're just gonna go so fast, they're gonna be so happy to be free. So I released 5 in this same spot, and you could see them all kind of looking at each other like, I don't know about this, but
and who's feeding me tonight?
And then they all came back together to get like in the same spot, and we were like, "No, go, scatter!" And they were like, "I don't know about this."
They're like, "Yeah, where's the free chicken? I don't like this at all."
And they're so smart; like they'll make their way back.
Yeah.
To the breeding facility.
It's like, okay, we're back. How about you, Gabby? How about you?
I don't know. What about you, Brian?
Today when Gabby got humped with the
if I can relive that for the rest of my life.
that again.
I can't believe how into it he was.
I can't believe how into it you are.
You guys,
Knock on
everyone's
wood.
gonna think I'm so weird. I just love armadillos. I don't care.
Yeah,
He
I
could
get
be
you.
pooping on me for all I care. I'm like, oh, this is
Oh, that's
amazing.
another
Like,
one.
Yeah. No, I think
you're into
mine.
some weird
in all
Let's
hon-
film that after this.
in all
honestly.
mine, honestly, I think I'm going to go out the reptile world. I think the time that I went out on a hunt with wild cheetahs that were like, habituated to humans, but they were wild.
real
They did
hunt,
not
yeah.
stay, and we went out and I hunted with them. They took down an impala and ate it at my feet.
Whoa!
I think that moment was a moment that is probably the best animal experience I ever had.
Brian in the Wild available on Blu-ray and DVD.
Yeah, it's on Brian. It's on in Brian the Wild. Yeah, it's in Brian the Wild. But yeah, I mean, we filmed the whole thing. We filmed the hunt. We filmed.
It was really cool.
I mean, I walked probably 2 miles with them before they and it was like, I mean, I didn't see the impala. You know what I mean? They were just walking, and we were walking together. And I mean, sometimes they'd be like at my sides walking, and they would stray off, and they would come back, and they'd stray off and come back, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, they just like, bam, took off. And my camera guy ran with him and literally caught the moment that it got the impala by the neck, drug it to the ground, shot it in slow-mo. And once it took it, I mean, I sat there and watched him suffocate the animal and then devour the entire thing at my feet.
Brutal.
You know, it was
Something about cats, huh?
yeah.
Cats
and
are
again,
cool,
it was, you know, you think, I mean, as it was cracking the ribs and stuff like that, it's kind of brutal, but at the same time, there was this beauty about it because
Right.
it was so like majestic and to
Natural.
see them.
Yeah.
And I remember, so at one point, we obviously had the whole crew with me filming. And at one point, the you know, the director of photography was like, hey, listen, let's pull back and we'll get a couple drone shots. And I was like just kind of enthralled with it. It was their names were Hunter and Floppy. And I was just enthralled with Hunter and Floppy eating. I didn't even see the crew leave. Like I was just like mesmerized. I mean, they were literally a foot away from my feet eating this. And then, you know, next thing I hear a drone flying overhead and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden it hit me like for a second. I was like, wait a second here. I don't even know where anyone is. I'm alone
In Africa.
I don't even know what direction the crew left out of the thing. And I'm sitting here with two cheetahs because one of them literally looked up at me and blood was dripping from his
Oh
chin.
my god!
And I was just like, at that moment, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? This is so sketchy. But it was literally probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
That's
Beautiful.
cool.
And it's great that we have it all on film and I can watch it whenever I want. And I watch it every night before bed.
And when you wake up,
Yep.
Eric
Start
actually
my
came
day.
back with another question. He says,
Okay.
another question. What is one of the most intelligent things you've seen crocs or alligators do that made you rethink the way you look at them?
Okay, I want to share something.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Boris. So we had this alligator had a swollen arm for months and months and months, whatever. We had to do like months of antibiotics, which is just like a little pill. So
Right.
obviously giving a pill to an alligator is going to be easy, right? You put it in a piece of chicken, they eat it. So for about 2 weeks, he took it without a problem. We would give him like a chicken quarter with this tiny little pill. And then he figured out somehow that there was a pill in there and decided he did not want that pill.
Oh my gosh.
And this alligator, like,
Yeah. I was there. He would toss
spit
it around in his mouth
out.
until
All
he
the
found the
pills.
pill
Wow.
Spit the pill
somehow,
out.
and then he would get the pill out of the chicken and then eat the chicken. A little
Oh
tiny
my
pill.
love
Couldn't
that.
get a pill in it.
Crazy.
And, like-
Insane.
So people often think that they don't have a sense of taste because they eat rotting flesh, or the fact that like we give them a piece of food and it's just down. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, do they even taste it?" I'm like, "Oh, yes, they have a great sense of taste."
Yes.
Like,
Wow.
He would find the pill,
And
spit
it was
out.
like in there. Like we would
we'd cut it and put it
and
inside.
he would just toss it around
That
his
is so
mouth
cool.
and like somehow spit the pill out.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I love
insane.
that. I love that. I mean,
That's
it's just, yeah,
crazy.
it's
if someone told me that, I wouldn't believe it. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we saw it with our own eyes, you know?
wow. I like
Crazy.
the fact that this isn't something that I've ever seen personally. I'm sure you guys, probably you have more than anybody with the birds you have there, is how they'll like do like nests on their head or something like that to lure the birds in. And they
Oh,
eat
with
the
the
birds.
sticks?
Yeah, sticks on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Great
crazy.
idea.
That is insane. You said one time, didn't you say that one time you saw them playing with sticks?
Yeah, I saw him playing with a stick. I talked to Chris and Gabby about that. They think, well, it could have been a smell on the stick because the stick was close to the surface, but it was just a little stick about this big. And I watched like 15 alligators just pass it back and forth.
Weird.
And they would put it in their mouths and play with it and then pass it to another one, put it in their mouths and play with it. Like that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I also saw, I saw a cottonmouth. Like one morning I was in the swamp walk and I kept seeing these wet spots and I thought it was a snake, and then I saw a shed and I was like, ooh, I'm going to keep following this. And then off on a log, a bird had thrown up a fish, and I watched the cottonmouth do this and scoop it and make it into a pile. And then he would open his mouth, push it in the pile, take a big mouthful of it, swallow it down, but you know, the pressure would squish it out, and then he'd pile it back up again.
Wow.
And he knew I was there. Like
Yeah.
he there's no way he couldn't have known. Again, that's one of those things that I filmed for like 15 minutes and everybody was like, gross.
No, that
Why
was
would you-
amazing.
What about the alligator fart that you
Oh, and the alligator fart.
I don't know if that's
Oh my
intelligence
God,
though.
she was so happy. about that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's probably not. But it might be intelligence. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But so I mean, can we all agree that crocodilians are way more intelligent than people give them credit for?
Yeah. I mean, I've got Casper better trained than like 90% of people's dogs.
For sure. By a long
100%,
shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, I mean, people say they have such small brains and stuff, but listen, they haven't been around for 100 million years. not being smart.
Yes.
And I think
Yeah.
that you guys are seeing that. And
Well, and I think I feel like we've only tapped the surface of all of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like I know they're doing some experiments in Australia where they've mic'd these pools that have like alligators, crocodiles, turtles, fish, whatever, and they read the sound waves, right? Because we can't hear all the
Right,
noises
yeah,
they
that's-
make.
yeah.
So they've read the sound waves and they've narrowed the sound waves down to they can tell by the sound wave whether it was a fish, whether it was a frog, whether it was a turtle, because it makes different sounds. But they say that the sound waves when the big crocs come through the pool look like on the screen like a drum corps. Right?
Wow.
So when the big one starts moving, there's some sort of indication to all the other animals,
To say,
but
"Get
especially the
away."
crocodiles, that's like a beat. And then they said the females will start responding to the beat.
Wow, that's
But they
awesome.
don't know if like the sound is coming from the crocodile to tell them to get away, or the sound is coming from the crocodile, like if they're talking back, or if they're telling the other ones, "Uh-oh, look out, he's coming, everybody move." Because I see it at the park sometimes. I'll
Sure.
see one moving, I won't hear anything, and then everything in front of it will all of a sudden be like, phew,
Yeah, I'm out
we're out of here.
Yeah.
So there has to be something there that we don't
Communication,
know.
yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Using
And
infrasound.
isn't it crazy how alligators can pick what gators they like and what gators they don't like?
Yes.
We're like, oh, we got to keep those two separate. Okay, these two get along. All right, this one's walking towards that one. They don't like each other.
So
They
cool.
have.
That's a crazy thing.
It's
Yeah.
that's super.
Crazy.
It's wild. I mean, but I think we are just scratching the surface because if you really think about it, up until probably the last certainly 50 years, no one was studying crocodiles and alligators. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
only
Not to the
been
level,
last,
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
that we are now. So we're really still in the very infancy of understanding these animals. Right?
sure.
I mean, so
Yeah, absolutely.
before that, it was like people just feared them or killed them or whatever. You know what I mean? They didn't want to study them. I'm sure there were certain people, but it wasn't. Like
Yeah, but
now
I mean,
yet.
even 10 years ago is nothing compared to what we're doing right now.
Right. Yeah. And 10 years from now, think what we'll know.
Yeah.
And I've said that with all reptiles. I mean, what we've done with, monitor lizards and training and, it's like I think we're just tapping the surface as well with that whole thing. I mean, I think we can train them way more than
agree.
we already are,
Agreed.
and it just, I think it blows people away what you guys are doing and what we've done on certain things already. People are like, what? Like reptiles can do that? And then just think what we're going to be in 10 years, and
The indicators they have are so subtle. So I have a theory, and you guys can tell me what you guys think about this, all of you guys, because you all have alligators. So my theory is this. So let's say there's an alligator, and it lives at Gatorland or Everglades Holiday Park or wherever it lives. And all of its needs are being met, right? So it doesn't have to search for food, doesn't have to search for habitat, doesn't have to search for females. Like all the needs are being met, right? I personally, and I'm not speaking for Gatorland, I personally think that in the time that they don't have to worry about those things, perhaps there's more time in their brain for them to think about other things.
I agree.
Well, absolutely. That's the case with humanity.
Yeah.
Well, I think so with
very
humanity, but
true.
people always say that alligator and crocodile brains are very small and they only think this, and this, right? So reptilian brain
Well,
theory.
those people are dumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They have the reptile brains.
So I always believe that, but I just wondered
absolutely.
what you
No,
guys
I
thought
agree.
because every time I say that to someone, they're always like, no. At the end of the
No.
day, this.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, when you look at human mind development, it wasn't until we got into more
Agriculture.
of exactly, an agrarian agricultural societies when we started to develop things, because you're not constantly on the hunt, constantly
Right.
fulfilling needs. And now you have time to sit back and be like, what do I want to do? Not what do I
Exactly.
have to do?
It's same with like a wolf to an actual dog, right? Like a dog doesn't have to worry about hunting or being hunted, predated, whatever, and it has the ability to open up and be trained to do tricks or whatever.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. No, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Lisa?
Mama Tomsky said, I love what you all do. Question for Gabby: how is the toucan doing? Love your vids.
Ah.
Oh my God, Jelly Bean. Oh, he's so amazing.
Is it cool?
I need to post more videos on YouTube, but I post him like daily on my Instagram story,
Okay.
and he's come so far.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so hard to get a video because he was abused by men. He doesn't like men, so
Right.
he's still like
It's weird how birds are like that,
Yes.
right? Birds
So
and monkeys
smart.
are the same thing. Like they like men, they like women, and I confuse
That
the
thing
fuck
bit
out
the
of both of them.
crap out
You
of
know
me.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are like, is this a guy or is this a girl? Because the hair, it's like it really freaks. It's true. It's true.
he's good. I can like stroke his beak. I can kiss. He lets me kiss his little eyeballs. Like,
Well, to emphasize it, like the first day that Jelly Bean was in the house, Gabby's being so sweet and petting and everything, and I walk over, I'm like, oh, wow, man, this thing's really nice. And so I walk over, I'm like, it just met Gabby, so that's how it acts with new people, right? Put my hand in there, I thought the thing ripped off my fingernail.
Oh my gosh.
It bit me so hard, and it's just like, you just met the both of us. It has no preconception of either one of us, right?
Right.
Just the fact that I'm a guy, and just
a guy.
whack.
Yep.
yeah,
Now, how do you think it knows that you're a guy?
Do
has to be
you
the weight.
see?
The masculinity radiating
Chris
from
was
me.
he was naked at the
I
time.
was naked
Swinging.
at the
It's like-
time.
Swanging.
Well, girls don't have that thing there.
Oh, man.
You know, you didn't know what
Ain't
that
no
No,
was.
I mean, I know. So, did it smell that you were a guy? Like, how does it
Probably.
know for sure?
Just
Just
by
by
look.
look.
So-
So okay, so realistically, you know, maybe it hears the sound of your voice.
Okay.
You know, because
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
could be the
you
voice.
don't know what it is that's associating. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it sounds silly at first, but it is a very valid thing. Like, what is he making the association
Yeah.
based off of? You know?
Right.
Is it your looks? Is it how you sound? You know?
Well, it's
Smell of
it's interesting.
testosterone.
Like your
Excessive
kookaburra, you know, like
testosterone.
black hats, for
Yeah.
instance. You could be a guy or a girl with a black hat,
Yeah.
right? So that's you know, who knows what that bird is keying on.
Oh,
Is
we
it
had so
something-
many comments. People like, it's because you're wearing a hat. He thinks it's a
Oh
beak.
my
And I'm like,
God,
dude,
dude.
no,
Yeah.
they
People
do not
don't.
think your hat is a beak.
It does look like a beak.
does
Now
look
that you mentioned it, they even call it a bill.
Yeah, they call it
Yeah,
a bill
they
for
do.
guys.
I think
we're
it's a beak.
So, we're,
It's a
we're,
hornbill.
we're changing the world right now.
yeah.
He without a doubt knows because we had our friend Shannon over last week, and I'm like, I don't know how he is with new people, so there's a good chance you're gonna get messed up by this bird. And he let her touch
Yeah,
him.
super nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he likes swimming.
Maybe it's a character thing.
What are you trying to say, Brian?
Maybe.
Good character.
No, we had somebody comment that. They're like, he can read your spirit,
Yeah,
and
dude.
Chris is
They're
horrible.
like, that
Oh
just
yeah,
says-
that's awesome. That was my comment. You read that?
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were
Damn,
literally like,
it's-
this is really concerning because animals can definitely sense if you're high.
Dude,
Yeah,
how
I
would
hate
he know
that,
how many
dude.
people I've murdered? There's
Exactly.
no
There's
way.
no way.
He
Zero
could know.
chance.
He
Zero
gets rid of
chance he
all
would
the
know.
Birds are
evidence with
robots.
gators, like-
Yeah.
That's what you should do. Look, Tiffany McVicker
Yeah.
said for you to put on a wig, right?
And shut up and
try
hold
the
it.
same.
Oh.
Don't say anything. Try the same approach and see what happens.
This
Put
is
you
for
in a dress.
science. This
They'll
is
put you in a
science.
dress.
This is for science.
It's a good
for
video.
science.
Science.
It's for
Wait,
science.
that would be a cool video.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say no.
I know. We don't have to get it on video. Let's just do like a little.
Yeah, you guys just do it
try.
yourself, and then you check back in and tell us what
Don't
happened.
tell me you guys don't already dress in dresses.
We'll have a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit like
with
a more feminine woman come.
And are
we'll
we
have,
the
like,
only ones that do
Brian
this?
come in a wig or
Yeah, I guess
something,
so, dude. It's
you
weird.
know?
Yeah, see, I'm pretty feminine. So,
So moving on.
yeah. Do you have anything else?
That's all I got right
That's
now.
all you got.
that's all you got.
Hit me up with super chats if you guys
Come
love me.
on.
Come on now.
We're having a good conversation.
We
right
are.
now.
This is
Now-
fun.
Now we're dead. We're not going to be able to talk
Well, when
anymore.
we're done with this, we're going to do a live tour, right?
Yep.
We're doing a lot. Oh yeah, that's right. At 6:30, guys, if you guys are around, which I hope you are, over on the Gatorland Vlogs YouTube channel, we're doing a live
So this
tour.
podcast will pretty
At-
much just transfer over.
Yeah, so we're going from this
Yeah.
podcast, but we're going to be upstairs, not you
Yeah.
know, not touring the
And
basement.
everybody's going to do something cool.
Oh,
Really?
Speaking of upstairs, is Matilda just out destroying your place?
Yeah.
Or did you
No, I
let
think
her?
she's. I think we put
She
her up. No,
wrecked that rack today. She
Oh, I know.
Oh,
She
she took
did.
down your.
Dude.
she
Your
little
she's like
stuffed animal.
she's like
A
a
bulldozer.
yeah. She is. She's just like a big boulder that has feet.
Well, she did. We tried to feed her. Lori and I tried to feed her. She didn't want to eat.
She don't want to eat. She
No,
just wants to
she
wander.
wants
She snubbed us.
destroy.
She just wants. Well, she ate a ton earlier though.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, we fed her all kinds of stuff earlier, and then so she was probably like whatever.
I'll
Ty
drop
Park
that.
has the happiest tortoise in the world.
Really?
Allie.
Allie is the
She is
happiest
adorable.
tortoise.
What is that?
It's just a big Aldabra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it is like it looks like it's smiling all the time.
It's a sweetheart. Yeah, I agree.
all the time.
Matilda's like real shy. You know, she's
Yeah.
she's just like, I don't know why. She likes people, but she can also be pretty shy. She loves Lori. That's the thing. She
Yeah.
loves
She wouldn't
Lori.
eat from Lori either.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
strange.
here's a question. You ready for some
ready.
controversy?
Let's go.
Dun
Let's go.
dun.
Let's go.
Okay, of all the groups of animal keepers, the tortoise people, the cat people,
Oh,
the bird
God, here we
people,
go.
It's the cat
crocodile
people.
It's definitely the cat people.
What?
It's the cat people.
I
Wait.
can't stand the cat people.
The cat people are the craziest?
Oh, absolutely. 100 billion %.
I think
What do you
I'm
think,
with
Ryan?
that. Cat people.
What do you think?
Cat
Guys?
people are
Crazy how?
insane.
Crazy
Well,
how?
cat people are
Like,
crazy.
just crazy, yeah.
But I will say crocodile, alligator people,
They're up there.
They're up there.
Yeah.
You know,
What?
You think?
so this is
So you better watch
I
yourself,
love, listen,
Brian.
No. I love each and every alligator crocodile person, but they all hate each other.
It's true.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It seems
Like, I
that
don't
way.
hate everybody that works with alligators and crocodiles. Like, honestly, I'm completely honored to be on this trip with Chris and Gabby.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm learning stuff from them the whole time.
Right, but I hang out with you guys that are all like cool with each other.
Yeah.
But it seems like when I get outside your group,
Oh, yeah.
like
Because everybody
yeah.
wants to be special.
Well, yeah.
maybe it
So,
is.
I mean, I have a theory on this because I've had to deal with this.
Yeah.
So, like, before I was, how do I want to even say that word? It doesn't sound weird, but before I had any following at all, man, like everybody hated me, like in the alligator world, you know. So I used to get a ton of hate for it, and then I realized everybody just hates everybody. And then I just kind of analyzed it because I felt like really bad. It made me feel really awful,
course.
you know, and like it just made you feel down. This is
Sure.
before social media, you know, so like you kind of took that stuff to heart, you know.
Yeah, not being accepted by your peers and all that. Yeah,
Exactly.
of course,
So
of course.
it kind of crushed my soul a little
Right,
bit,
of
you know.
course.
And then when I look into it more, I'm like, you would see people, and whenever a normal person would bring up, I kind of mentioned this earlier. Somebody brings up Steve Irwin, and then they would immediately talk trash about Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
And then you just realize that like among their friend group, all these guys are like the guy. They're
Yeah.
like all their friends like, bro, you're so cool. You're
You're the
cool.
croc dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you're around other people who do anything similar to you, you are not special. So you have to trash them to make yourself feel special.
Yeah.
again.
That's
Great
No, that
idea.
makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Everybody
sense.
wants to be like the
It's funny.
best.
It's
Or
yeah.
you could learn from them. Like, that's
Right?
what
Yeah.
I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I'm trying to learn every single thing that Chris and Gabby say so I can remember it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe there'll be a situation that I'm in that whatever I learned from you guys that I'll be able to use in that
You've
situation.
you've always been that way since I've known you, though.
I
you know,
try to be.
No, you really are. You're a person that like always is very attentive about what other people do. And the thing I've always liked about you, Savannah, is that you'll tell someone you don't know something when
Yes.
you don't know it.
Yep.
Most people don't because you're like, you're Gatorland. You should know everything.
But I don't.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I
Nobody
love about you is
does.
like I've been with you when you're like, what is that? You know, and people even be like, oh, how do you not know what that is? You're like, but you want to learn what it is.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
whereas
Let's
most
look it
people
up.
be like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I know that's a so-and-so. You know what I mean?
You just
And
BS it.
that's important in life.
I think so.
that's-
I
think
mean,
that's
you don't
really-
learn anything if you don't ask questions. Like,
Right.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, it's very admirable how you're very open to hearing from other people, you know, and like interested in what they're saying and whatnot, you know. So like, I want to be more like Savannah.
oh, yeah.
Oh, we all do.
Well, and the thing is, like, because there's so many great people in Florida that, like, there are to learn from, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, we might be doing
Not
something
wrong.
coming up soon, so I might want to drive down and go out with you guys and, like, get a Trapper's Agents, you know, tag
Yeah,
from
yeah.
FWC and come watch you guys do something, watch you guys do it at night, because there might be something that I'm going to do. But, like, I'm a big, like, even when we go on our Gatorland Global trips, because I've seen this happen, and I don't want this to sound wrong. It's generally people from the United States that go into other countries.
Yeah. That think
And then they
know
want to
that-
tell everybody in that country how to do things,
Yeah.
right? So I've seen that happen in front of my eyes before to the point that I've wanted to be like, oh my God, shut up.
Right.
Like, can you stop for like 5 seconds? Like, this is not your country. You're not the boss of the crocodiles in the world. Like, chill for a second.
Yeah.
So I've seen it happen, and like, I really do try to go out of my way to just, like, even if I don't agree with it, I still want to listen to it in its entirety.
Sure.
So that, because there might be something that I'm missing
Yeah.
that I'm not going to catch unless I listen and learn. Like, that's the most important thing.
No, and that's what's got you to where you're at now, you know, for sure. I mean, I wish I was more like that too, you know, because I pretty much know everything.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, there's
for
very
sure.
few things that I don't
I
know.
figured.
Yeah.
I've learned so much through osmosis just sitting next to you.
Exactly. It's you know, I only put out a little bit in my thing,
Well, and I
but-
think the good teachers are people like you guys that will say, like, because there have been times where, you know, because I will ask a million questions where, like, I can tell the person is condescending to me in the answer.
Right.
And sometimes I still want the answer, so I'll tolerate it. And then sometimes I have to be like, hey, check this out. There's a reason I'm asking you a question. Like, you don't have to talk to everyone like they're an idiot. And then as soon as you say, like, kind of check them, they'll be like, oh, okay, my bad. But that happens a lot, especially with crocodile people.
But there's,
No. Well, because everybody thinks they're Steve Irwin. Everybody thinks they're the guy, and you better not possibly be anywhere near competition for them. You know.
Yep.
Well, it is.
What are you gonna say?
I just love it. I tell people this all the time. Literally, Savannah is one of my favorite people on the planet. I mean, seriously, because you are so unique. Because most people wouldn't say what you will say that when you say like, "Hey, check yourself." You know, blah,
Hey,
blah,
we're
blah.
switching
like, most people would just be
sandwiches.
like, "Okay, this guy doesn't like me anymore." But yeah, I love
Savannah will
it.
be like, "Can I talk to you outside for a second?
Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
stop, I will curb stomp you."
Yeah.
I always say like, you never know with Savannah if she's going to hug you or stab you in the face.
Well,
you're gonna say
It
hug.
could be
I mean,
either or. It could
Savannah's
be either or.
also like Bran of Tarth. Like
Yeah,
if,
yeah.
if anybody watches Game of Thrones, like you can beat somebody up, like no doubt about
She's
it.
offered to beat people up for me.
And Chris and I have, we almost did get in that fight, remember?
I didn't. You did.
No, I was like, let's just go do it. Let's
Yeah.
go throw down with them.
Yeah,
let's
she was.
go make it happen.
I was just
Brian
going
was
along
like,
with.
no, we'll get arrested. I was like, nah, we won't. So we'll take them from where they think we're going to do this, and we'll walk them down the way a little bit, and then we'll
beat
just
'em up.
stomp them.
We'll beat
Oh
'em.
my god.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I'm little.
But
old
I'm
me's
a
like,
very loyal friend. Like if
No, you are.
like I feel like people should be happy to have me as a friend because I'm
Oh my
very
gosh.
loyal.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, yeah.
like I don't betray friendships lightly.
No.
Absolutely not. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people do, and it hurts my feelings.
No.
Yeah.
And when-
Yeah.
Well, I can promise you, I will never betray your friendship, Savannah. Trust me.
For fear of bodily harm.
No, because for fear of losing you as a friend, because you're one of my dearest friends, and so that's
And then getting
Thanks.
stumped.
Yeah, but, and then getting my ass kicked.
Yeah. That's
No.
icing on the cake.
Stop.
Brad came back.
Brad says, is there any croc monitor conservation? Are they still being imported? Google has very few research on croc monitors in the wild. Why? Love you guys.
They are still being imported. I know that.
Yeah,
for a
they are
fact.
definitely being imported, and I don't really know why, because they don't typically make a really great imported animal. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not one of those
It's
things
because
that.
so Tom Crutchfield says it's because most people don't have the proper setup, because he has one that was recently imported like 6 months ago, Scarface.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is out of all the crocodile monitors, the sweetest thing.
Yeah,
Full grow. How big is Scarface? 8 feet, Chris?
yeah.
8
Yeah,
feet,
something like that, yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And he's super chill.
See, and I don't know how. So let's just say this: whether people like Tom Crutchfield or whether they don't, he has some kind of magic.
He
Right.
does.
He
He's got
does.
some juju, right?
Like,
yeah.
but the last time I went there, because I just wanted to go see him interact with the croc monitors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, because I have one. It's not chill anymore. It used to be.
Yeah.
So I walk in with them, and the whole time I'm in there, I'm like, oh man,
Yep,
I don't
yeah.
feel really comfortable
Right,
in here.
right,
Like
right,
this
right.
is weird. And then he picks up Scarface and he hands it to me, and I'm just like, whoa,
held
what are we
Scarface?
doing? What's happening? He's like, no, you're good. And then he walks away, and I'm like,
I'm not good.
I don't know if we're good or not. And then I had all these great pictures and videos, and it all got deleted, and I was so mad because that's the first time I've been there for a long time.
Was it Gabby doing the pictures?
Gabby?
Oh.
How many TikToks did Gabby delete today?
At least 100.
The options were start over or discard. So I hit discard thinking it was just going to delete the last. What do you think start over means start over?
It just said delete everything or
Start over,
just
or your
discard.
beat.
I'm like,
or
Savannah,
pause.
I
And she said delete it
all
all.
of it. She's like, what do you mean?
It's all right. We did it way better the second
once,
time.
And then Danny deleted it.
And then
the second
Danny
time.
deleted the
Deleted
second one. But we
Danny.
did
Yeah,
the
deleting
third one
Danny.
we
When
nailed
When is
it.
that, when is that
Nail 'em.
dropping so we can let everyone
Oh, I don't know about the
Tomorrow?
TikTok when to drop it. Maybe
Tonight?
tomorrow morning.
Tonight?
Tomorrow in the morning.
Tomorrow morning? I don't know. It's a
tomorrow
good
My
morning.
video.
TikTok usually does better in the
Yeah,
morning.
It's a good
mornings,
video.
yeah.
Tomorrow morning we'll post.
Okay.
Between 9 and 5. It's definitely it.
Our boy Ryan, Biotoxic Exotics.
Ryan, what's up, bro?
He says, swinging through to show love to my girl Savannah. Haha, what's cracking? Brian, Jay, Chris, Gabby, and the gang. Stoked for August to link with everyone for Animal Con. Hopefully, we'll see y'all before then, of course.
Yeah, it'd be great, man. Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah, we love Ryan.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He came out to Iguana Land with us.
He did.
Yeah, to hang
He's
out with
such
us.
a nice guy.
And, you know, he
Sweetheart.
drove to Iguana Land twice, almost like we did.
Yeah.
You know,
But really made it there twice.
Yeah, he went there to meet us, and you know me, I'm really good at being like very true to my timing, and so I had to
Usually.
call him and tell him, guess what, we got to go back and film something at Gator Land. So he had to literally go back home, and then the next day he came out to hang out with us. So
Yeah,
it was
usually
nice.
we're very good with time. I'd say.
I actually,
I'm 90%
yeah,
of
the only
time.
time that I'm not good with time is
When it's on other
when
person's
it's-
time.
Yeah, when something is so important that I can't. But hey, I could be hanging out with Snoop Dogg tomorrow, and I'm still.
Do you remember that time that we went from Ty's to Mark McCarthy's
Fred's,
Fred's
and then
to
back to
Chandler's,
Orlando?
like all in? I was like, no, It's like an hour away.
No,
and
yeah,
so then
so
we
this-
got on the
all
road.
in
You
a
said it was
day?
right down the road.
All in one
Oh my
day.
God.
This is
From Orlando.
So this is what happened. I met Savannah and Danny. They drove separate. Or you were already down at Iguanaland.
Yeah, we were already
I
there.
drove to Iguanaland to meet, and we spent a good chunk of the day there. And then this is exactly what Savannah said, is that McCarthy's was on the way back to Orlando.
Because I thought it was at the time.
West
She goes,
Palm
it's
Beach.
So
it's-
far out of the
She goes,
way.
it's about, and then she goes, oh, I think it's like 45 minutes. I punch it up on my GPS. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes. But I'm like, we got no choice. We got to do it. And by the way, I'm so happy I did.
I was
because
gonna say,
Dude, Mark is
McCarthy's
amazing.
worth the
Yeah.
5-hour drive.
Yeah,
McCarthy's
it
is
really
like,
was.
And Mark is so nice.
He is so nice.
And the way the whole thing worked out, because of course you then said we can't not go
you
to
can't be
Fred's.
this close and not go to
And
Fred.
that was
Right.
and that was the last time I saw Fred.
Yeah.
So if I wouldn't have went, I wouldn't have saw Fred. So I was very grateful that we did the trip we did. But then I do remember I never asked you this.
Danny's truck broke down on the way over there. Remember the bumper
yeah. Oh,
came
that
off,
bumper
and then
yeah,
we had to
it-
tie it back on with a
Yeah,
rope.
Oh, it was so hillbilly. It was like,
Hillbilly.
yeah, I mean, I'm telling you what, it was hillbilly as could be. Danny was like, his mullet was swaying.
Oh,
in the
that was
wind.
the good days,
he had,
man.
He had the rope out. He's tying his bumper back on. I'm just like, damn, this guy's like, he's Florida.
Yeah.
He's Florida, 100%.
Florida man Dan.
Yeah, he's 100% Florida. But I was grateful for it. But I was going to ask you, on the way back, there was an accident. Did you guys hit that accident? Because I rerouted. As I was going back to Orlando, I was already tired. I had driven all the way to Guanaland by myself, then all over the place. I needed to be back in Orlando. And I punch it up, go like I-4, whatever the hell road it was to get back. And it went from like 2 hours to like 5 hours because of an accident. And then I was able to reroute around it. And I wonder if you
I
guys
don't remember.
Yeah, I wonder. I meant to ask you if you got stuck in traffic.
I mean, I
because
might have fallen asleep in the car, to be fair, but I don't.
Facts.
That's
I
usually
bet.
when you're driving. You usually do that.
No, Danny was driving,
that's
so I
editing.
probably was napping.
Okay, gotcha. I often tell the story of the time that we were coming back from. I don't know where we were coming back from. We were in your Jeep, and you were driving, and you were editing your vlog while you were driving
I
on
don't
your
doubt
phone.
that.
On your phone, she was editing her vlog on her phone while she's driving like 85 miles an hour.
I do that all
I
the
was
time.
It's
like,
just so Florida.
I was
It's
so
not even just
scared.
them.
I was so scared. I just remember her
pretty
whipping
normal.
into the back of Gatorland at like 50 miles an hour, like in the parking lot, and I was just like hanging on.
Just
like,
gray. The hairs
please-
are turning
Please
gray.
get me out. Please get me out of the car. But it was a fun day.
Do you remember when we threw Forrest off the back of my Jeep in the
Oh
woods?
my gosh! Yeah, going to Dragonwood. Yeah, Dragonwood.
Yeah, he should
Oh,
have
I
gotten
wanna
in
go
the,
there.
He should have
Yeah,
gotten in
it
the
was
car.
interesting. It's
I've never been there, man. It looks cool.
so
open
we
to the
never.
public.
You can only go in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you can only go in the middle of the night. You're not allowed
Seriously.
there in the daytime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what it's.
Why?
It's weird, man. I don't know.
I
what's
don't
going
know.
on.
There's
Oh.
a cult.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we
Okay.
could only go at 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, it was like literally the middle of the night that we went.
Yep.
And we couldn't go and see the outdoor stuff. It was all in this big like barn type of thing where they had all of their crocodiles, like just little ones, like scattered throughout, in these tubs. They were all kept very clean.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
they were beautiful.
Yeah,
There's some
everything
cool
was-
stuff there because I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, but yeah, we weren't allowed to see the adult stuff. So I don't know. One day.
That was a
Once you're
crazy
adults,
night.
then-
Remember, because Noah had a wallaby, and he
had a wallaby.
Noah
Yeah,
had
he
a wallaby.
wallaby. Yep.
Wallaby.
Yep. He was wallaby
We
sitting.
had 2 cars full of people, but there were 2 cars, but everyone fit into my Jeep. Every single person. There were like 9 people in it.
In a wallaby.
Car.
In a wallaby.
And so in a
wallaby.
little Jeep, it sways, whenever anybody moves. So Forrest got out and got on the back, and then we hit this big, like
Ditch.
big mud ditch, and then we flew him off the back of the
He flew
Hell
off the
yeah.
back of the truck.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was a fun night, man. That was actually that whole trip, because there was like Miguel was there, Brian Cusco was there, Forrest was there, me, you, Noah was there,
Wallaby.
yeah, I mean there was just it was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
We laughed so much that trip. It was just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how we survived it, to be honest with you, but we did.
It was fun.
Have you heard from Noah today? Is he?
No, so
Is he
he's
doing
probably
selfies
he's
with
probably
Snoop?
no, he's gonna. It's tomorrow.
Oh, okay,
so he's
okay.
probably he's probably
landing, right?
just landing. He was supposed to. I think he was supposed to land at 5:47. So I think
is
that's.
So he either
Get
made it or
closer.
it hasn't.
Oh yeah, I think that yeah, he'll be there anytime, and so hopefully he'll enjoy himself. So yeah, Noah's out in L.A. And yeah,
That's all you can
Rolling with
get
the
to
big
know
dogs.
right now.
grilling with the big dogs,
Did you
smoking
know
weed with Snoop.
Noah's net worth is $50 million?
50 mil.
Yep.
You Google it, $50 million.
Yeah, we all Googled ourselves last night. Not because we have egos, but we wanted to know who made the most
Savannah's
money.
net worth is what? $2 million?
Mine dropped.
You
Mine was
peasants.
$6 million.
Damn, hard
What
time.
up, peasants?
Inflation really hit you, huh?
Yeah, it's hard.
And now it's
gas
2.
prices, man.
Yeah, those
went up.
gas
Noah's is $50 million.
50 million.
That's crazy.
He's doing real well.
He's doing good, man. It's crypto.
Yeah,
Mine's
it's
the lowest.
Is
Dogecoin.
it?
It's
What was
Dogecoin.
yours?
Dogecoin.
400,000.
I don't even have one.
I have-
Which is accurate. Like, I have zero net worth.
Mine says,
Zero.
please donate. That's all it says on there,
GoFundMe.
dude. GoFundMe.
Mine is GoFundMe. But yeah, no, it's I was a little disappointed in mine, but that's all right.
What was yours?
2.5 million.
You don't make that much more than me, according to Google.
I know, according to Google. Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, everyone, these are all not correct.
Yeah.
Just in
Figure
case
that out.
anybody's thinking that.
Yeah, we've all kind of been like, Brian, are you gonna buy
Mine's
us coffee
correct.
today?
Mine
Or,
is
like-
correct.
Yeah, you're non-existent.
Mine is accurate.
That's why it's always, babe, buy me an armadillo.
Please give me
Yeah,
an
I buy it.
armadillo. I
Can
will
someone
literally
just
do
in the
anything.
chat? Can someone just please buy an armadillo for Gabby?
They're only like, I mean, they're expensive.
They're
like,
not. $4
like
grand's not bad.
3,500. Yeah, 4,000.
4,000's a deal.
But
I'm telling you, they're going
it's
up.
gonna be
Well,
for
it's not
outreach.
much
That's
when
what
it's
it
someone
is.
else's money.
Yeah, it's not much
Well,
when
it's
your
also
son
not-
makes
I'm not-
50
I'm
mil.
not buying exactly. I'm not buying it as a pet. I do want like a good outreach animal. You know.
Yeah.
It'll
Armadillos
reach
are
out.
just so cool. We're getting a female. Okay, we're getting a
get a
female.
female.
So they're
I wonder
it's
what
good
those
content
do.
with the male, though.
Yeah, you get better content with the male.
Yeah.
Way
that
better
thing's a little
content.
scary. Is it only the 6-banded? Do you think the 3-bandeds have one that long?
I don't know.
I would hope so.
Have you measured it?
No, but that's our next video.
no.
Thanks for the idea.
Right? That thing is definitely over a foot.
I think
my
you're
God.
right. I think
It could, I listen.
That thing is
I have seen him
impressive.
sleeping on
Yeah,
his
me
back,
too.
and his wee wee is on his chin.
It's over his shoulder.
Over the shoulder.
Does he sleep on his back?
He sleeps
I
on his
saw
back.
it.
Yeah.
He looks dead
He
when he
wasn't
sleeps.
sleeping on his
Yeah.
back today.
So
he doesn't
freaking
always
cute.
do it, but sometimes, like the first time I thought he was dead. I seriously,
It was the day
I
after
came
we
in
got
and he
him.
was like
Yeah.
on his back. I'm like, he died.
We're
And then I
terrible.
tapped on the thing, and he just like flips over. What's up, Dad?
Yeah.
You know,
Today he was so cute.
Yeah, no,
He is cute. He has a cute little face.
It's
but
adorable.
it is funny, literally, and I think from an educational ambassador, it's shocking. I'm telling you the truth, honestly. People come to the Reptarium just to see Brillo,
Yeah.
which is crazy. You know what I mean? The two most popular thing, especially for kids, two most popular. I don't even need a reptile in this place, to be
Yep.
honest with you. I need the fish spa.
And
And I need
armadillos.
an armadillo. That's all I need. I could open up a place with a fish pond and an armadillo, and I'd be super successful.
really,
Right.
Oh,
Fishadillo.
because kids in particular, they're terrified of the fish spa. And then once they dip their finger in there, their entire body's in there by the end. I can't tell you how many kids have left this place soaking wet, soaking wet,
cute.
because they just like both hands in all the way. They're
They're,
just
like,
playing with
giggling,
the
yeah.
fish. They love it.
Chris
I
was
mean,
in the fish spa all day, both feet,
Yeah.
and both. He had one foot in this one, one foot in that one.
Nice,
Yeah, you
nice.
got to get distribution, man.
Right.
That's how you
Yeah.
get more feet done.
Chris had a little spill today.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
didn't
was-
see
oh.
this.
I didn't
was
see
it
it
bad?
either, Jay.
Chris died.
I was hoping
Was it
we
bad?
weren't going to
Well,
bring
listen.
this up.
I was hoping we
We're
were.
gonna get it on video, right? We're gonna go back and watch
I
the
don't know
security
that we
camera.
had the did we have the
That was
like,
a
did
hard
we have
fall.
Time
So
stamp?
I was in with the fish, and I went to step out, and I slipped backwards as soon as I
Bad,
stepped
huh?
out. Like bad. Like
Well, that's because you're
Well,
the only
remember-
one wearing flip flops.
Remember
I was
Jay?
barefoot.
Yeah, remember Jay when I did that on the anaconda tape?
Yeah, of course, dude.
Just like that. Just like that.
so
like feet up in
That's
the
why
air.
every time he
I
gets
just
out,
heard
I'm like,
slap.
please, Brian, let me help you. He's like, I'm good, I'm good. I'm
man.
like, I'm just gonna wait for it.
Yeah, because one
dude.
time I made the mistake of I was inside. I had been in the anaconda. I think we're swimming with
Yes,
the
yeah,
anaconda or
yeah.
something like that. And I did the thing. I jumped out, and as
I
I,
can
hit the
still
ground,
see
just
it.
whoop,
Ba-ding,
bang.
ba-ding.
And actually, I was leaving the next day for I sprained my ankle.
Yep, I don't
remember? And I was leaving the next day on a trip.
for something.
I think I was going to like Mexico or something like that the next day, and I literally sprained my
It was
ankle
so
in the
bad,
fit
dude.
coming out of the.
Chris
the
is
damn
just
thing.
like 35 feet tall. Like he's so high off the ground. Every time he falls, I'm afraid he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like,
True, it can happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
yeah.
fell
the
so
leverage
hard,
is crazy.
his phone cracked. That's
Yeah.
how hard.
Today?
Yes. His phone is destroyed. You see
That's
the
not
video?
like-
No,
No,
I
let's
didn't
show
see
this phone
it.
real quick.
Yeah.
He's already.
Oh,
destroyed.
wow.
Yeah, that's destroyed.
It's not destroyed, but
Well,
I mean, it
perfect
is
with
cracked
her.
up.
That
It is
sucks.
cracked up.
Wow.
Dang.
I watched
sorry
him
about that.
almost
Well, I'm glad you're okay,
die
dude.
in the
Yeah.
Amazon.
Well, I mean, when I sue Brian, I'll get a new phone.
Yes.
We all
We
get
don't. We have.
That's
There's no
how we're gonna
footage.
get our alligator park.
There's no footage.
Yeah, that's right. I've already got an attorney letter in the mail about it already.
Yeah, fill it out.
Please don't do it.
But in the Amazon, that bridge, we were on like a rickety bridge. It was probably
Yeah,
like
in
10
Peru.
feet off the ground. And Chris stepped, and the whole
It collapsed
the
under
whole-
him.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He went to step off because there was like little stairs, and it just gave out. I got it on video.
And like
It's on
because of
It's
how
on YouTube.
well, because of how
It is
tall
on
I
YouTube.
am, my head basically went from like 10 feet high and then hit the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
You know, so like
And
the
the
taller you
whiplash
oh,
are.
that
of
was the
it
concussion
is
you were
crazy.
talking about, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I think
I
he
didn't
was
fall
concussed.
once that whole. It was a super mud. You know, we're hiking in the Amazon, so
Yeah.
like
Right.
everybody's slipping in the mud the whole time, and I'm like, I haven't fell once.
Yeah, yeah, you
And then
get
this
all
thing
highty-tighty.
collapses under me,
Oh.
and then I fell like
that's
4
really not
times
your
that
Yeah,
fall.
and he broke
It's
his
really not
camera.
your
Like the
fault.
next day, he fell again. His
Yeah,
flat
because
his
I was
camera.
messed up. Like I
Yeah.
was like mentally
Concussed,
like
yeah.
messed up, you know, and I fell and my camera fell in the water because I was just like,
Wow.
"Ugh."
I'm
time-
pretty sure I slow-moed it too. He falling.
Yeah,
Good.
she loved
Smart.
that. That was her favorite part of the trip.
No.
Yeah,
Good
it's-
shot.
She's talked about it all day, by the way.
Oh my
all day
God.
long
It's
she's
all
talked
over
about it.
The whole
Those
trip.
are good old
Talked
days.
about.
That's all I heard about the whole trip. Is like, remember when you fell and almost died?
That's why she didn't want to answer the question
After
of the
I really-
moment she would relive. You know what I'm saying? That's what it
exactly, yeah.
was.
After
That
I
was it.
realized he was okay, it was funny.
Yeah,
Uh,
well,
yeah.
Lori, literally every single time I get hurt, Lori laughs like hysterically.
Yeah.
I
She
mean,
asked me to film
So do you.
hysterically.
What are you saying? Oh
When?
my god.
When?
When I got a concussion.
Name another time.
Every single
Well,
time.
When I just fell.
Literally
I
35
didn't
minutes
Like an
ago.
hour. Yes,
I
you
didn't-
did.
No, I didn't.
You're like, babe, are you okay?
Did I do that?
I don't remember. We'll
right.
find it on camera.
Do you remember that time I knocked you down? Remember that time I knocked you down in the crocodile pen?
Yes, I do remember that.
I've knocked
yeah.
Brian down a lot of times at
Yeah,
Gator
like
Land.
whenever something's coming, man, boom, I'm on the ground, I'm dead.
Bro,
I'm dead.
that's like the age-old survival thing. Is like you don't have to be faster than the animal. Just knock down the person next to you.
Yeah.
Just knock down the person next
Like
to you.
I've run
Facts.
into Brian and been like, go!
Yeah.
Get out of the way!
Spilling.
Oh my
I just
God.
froze. I was scared. I was like, she's what am I going to
No,
do?
he'll be like, no, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. And I'm like, no!
See, that's the thing. Seriously, is maybe I have like something issue that's wrong with me or something like that. No matter what animal situation I'm in, I never feel in danger ever. Like I never feel like even if an animal's charging me, I don't feel like
Get out of the way
like
or something.
no. I may get out of the way, but I never feel like it's gonna get me. Like I always feel like I'm gonna get out of the way.
Like main character syndrome.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But
That's funny name for it.
But I've never
Yeah, he's
actually.
got plot armor.
Yeah, plot armor. Yeah.
But I've never actually. I've never been really hurt by an animal in my entire life.
And
We,
being around him all the
we have
time.
a friend like that. That's like
He
not
already
afraid
says
of
it so
anything
much.
and like puts
Yeah.
himself in really dangerous situations.
Yeah,
But
call him
he's-
One Arm John.
He's been bitten more times
Yeah.
than anybody. might
Yeah.
not
Continue
like it.
that story. Yeah. He's ooh.
Well, that's the thing. But I don't. You know, like I haven't. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
again, knock on wood. But I haven't had any bad issues at all. I've never been to the hospital one time for an animal.
See, you're jinxing. This is so much
Right.
jinxing.
Oh, he says it before he does everything.
I've been saying that for 25 years.
He'll be holding a king cobra. He's
Yeah,
like,
be
I ain't
holding-
never been bit
Yeah,
by a soul in my life.
I literally
God.
dream of getting bit by a white cobra, and then every white cobra I see, I want to play with. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to trust your gut instinct. Remember we talked about that earlier in the program?
Yeah, that's the
They
thing.
worked out well.
You know the
for you.
tingle? I was
Yeah.
like, I don't get that tingle. I just fucking.
That's
like,
that's
it's like-
dangerous.
You might have
Instincts.
something wrong with your bladder.
Is
But,
Brillo
yeah.
in your will by any chance?
I know, right? Yeah, I should. Yeah, there you go,
Just will
Gabby's.
him
Yeah.
to yeah.
Will him to Gabby. No, I'm. I don't know. It's just. It's so. You guys know, like I'm terrified of everything. Like, did you know that?
No.
Like,
Wow.
No,
I
me and
I am,
Savannah
like-
might know.
I am like terrified. I am probably the most fearful person you'll ever meet.
in your
Really?
life. Yes.
real life,
100%.
seriously.
About animals, cars,
Not animals.
Anything but animals.
Planes,
Anything but
trains, and
animals.
automobiles.
Straight-
Saran wrap.
Anything but. I mean, like yeah,
Crystals.
like I don't like grain silos. I don't like windmills. I don't like
Bridges.
deep water. I don't like bridges. I don't like boats. I don't like. I mean, I could go
You
on.
wouldn't
I mean,
you wouldn't even ride the swamp buggy.
I wouldn't ride the swamp buggy.
Facts.
Really?
It's
I got
just a
on
monster
and got
truck.
off. I got on and got off. I got on. I buckled my
We had a
seatbelt
whole bit.
and I left.
Huh.
Change the bit.
That's how scared I am.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
terrified of like everything except animals.
How do you
Like
feel about clowns?
I don't mind clowns. As a matter of fact,
I
do you
hate
guys know?
clowns.
Do you know Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah,
No.
I see P. I saw they were here.
Yeah, they were here.
They're right down the street.
Juggalos.
Yeah, I'm a juggalo now. Apparently, I'm a juggalo.
You don't want to tell people that.
Yeah,
I didn't
really.
What is
know
that?
Max.
You want to. You don't want to not. You want to not tell.
I want
people
to not
that.
tell people that, but no, I was on their podcast, their 100th podcast, as a matter of fact. I was
Good
their
for
special,
you.
special guest on the Juggalo podcast, the Palcast, actually is what it's called.
Palcast.
Yeah, so good guys. So ICP, you don't know ICP? It's Insane Clown Posse.
Are they
It's
a
like-
band?
Yes.
They're like a I don't when were they in the 80s?
80s,
I don't
90s.
know.
I mean, they're
90s,
still
yeah.
relevant.
That's before
I mean,
my
They're
time.
still relevant
It's before
though.
my
I mean,
time.
like still
They
to
still
this day,
have a
They have
following.
a
They're
huge
Yeah.
cult
It's a cult
following.
following.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I did their podcast, they do a live stream like this. So many super chats. We went 2 hours over just reading super chats. 2 hours.
What?
2 hours just reading super chats.
That's
And he was like
crazy.
blazing through them. He's just like blah 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 blah. Like there was no like we get a question and we answer. It was just them reading for 2 hours straight.
Like a Bible.
That's how it's how like freaking loyal.
Speaking
their
of,
fans
do you want to hit more of?
Speaking
Yeah,
of
because we're
super
at
chats-
6:10, so we want to get.
Oh yeah, we got 20 minutes till we go live on the Gatorland.
Yeah, so give yourself at
vlogs.
least 5 minutes to get ready too. So
Yeah.
Lee says Savannah is awesome. I got to get back to Gatorland soon. I used to go all the time when I was a kid before the big fire there. Keep up the amazing work.
Oh, cool.
Thanks, Lee Foster.
Seems like you started that fire, honestly.
Yeah, what's up, Lee?
Yeah, you just
Starting to-
stopped showing up.
Starting to fire under my ass, trying to make you. No,
Timothy said, Crocs and Gators are awesome, but I love how spunky Caymans can be. Chris, whatever happened to Paul from Gator Boys, and what was your experience like on the show?
Okay, so Chris doesn't tell the truth when it comes to Gator Boys because he doesn't want to get in trouble or sued or anything. So if you don't want to answer that, I'll answer it for you.
oh,
I like it.
Shit.
Because I can't get in trouble.
Shit, I
But
think
go
that
ahead.
someone's getting called out right now. Hang on, let me turn my headphones up.
Yeah.
I just. But Chris is always very nice, you know.
Of course.
Like,
Well,
we don't really answer questions about that.
Yeah, well, I put it this way. I quit season 2. I literally walked. I'm on a very successful show, and I walked because I could not handle it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed
So-
very set up.
It's reality to yeah.
Yeah, it seemed
When I
very
have
set up.
people who have never worked at that place a day in their life on television yelling at me for a fake thing that never happened, a completely staged occurrence, and then I'm being embarrassed on television for something by somebody who doesn't even work there,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's a tough thing. I mean, and that shows some some good credit to you that you were willing to walk away from something that probably could have caused you a lot of fame and
Yeah.
and money.
I
because
lost a
of your
lot of
credibility.
money,
Yeah.
but I retained integrity. you
Yeah,
know?
and that's
Of course.
important. That's important, definitely.
And he's like the most successful one now too. Like
Yeah.
he was on the show the least amount of time, and he's like the most successful.
Yeah. Yeah, because those guys are like pretty much gone. I mean, I don't hear
Oh,
anything
yeah,
about them at
yeah.
all. I haven't.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
They're
I don't
gonna be
want to say...
they're gonna be at Animal Con though, but
Everyone's super nice. I mean,
No.
he's still friends with everyone.
Yeah, I don't have any like bad blood, or
Okay.
anything. Like I don't want to talk poorly of anybody, but just
Sure.
like
It's
the,
the producers.
yeah,
It's the
the
producer.
show itself.
Right.
Oh,
Suck the
my
blood out.
God.
Yeah.
I never saw the show, but
You're
the
not
only
missing
person that
anything.
I even heard of on the show was you. So I don't
Really?
I don't know who else
That's
was on the
super
show.
weird. All right.
Like I never saw the show,
Crushed
but
it.
I just knew that it was your show, and
it was
then I
so
was like,
it
"Oh,
was
well, that
so
was his show."
popular for a while.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
super
it was
popular,
Like it was
but-
like the number one show on Animal Planet
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah, for a while, you know. And I mean, I'm very grateful for what the show did. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
But yeah, man, just my whole experience of the TV production side of it, and
Yeah.
if people knew the behind the scenes, you would not believe it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I hated my producer on Venom Hunters. Like,
Oh,
he
I
was-
almost got in multiple
Yeah.
fist fights.
Yeah,
I've gotten up
yeah.
in producers' faces,
Yeah.
like inch from their face, and like, "You're not going to leave this place. I will."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
oh, I have not even joking.
No, we hate it. I think you guys know I'm not a confrontational guy. I don't argue hardly with anyone. I try to stay pretty low
I think
key.
you should change that.
Every now and then, one of my therapists said I need to just scream in the car. Have you heard about that? Like primal screaming
Yeah.
in cars. I haven't done it yet, but they say I
You
should.
should
It's
do it.
really
do
good
it.
for you.
Yeah, that's what they
I
say.
do that every day on
like
the way to work.
resets are like a vagus nerve, I guess. is
Our
what they say.
libido.
Yeah, but anyways, anyways.
Tiffany
I can't
says,
believe you guys can read that. I cannot.
You need,
I'm the one reading it.
You need glasses.
Oh.
I keep on telling you this.
Tiffany says,
You've got
has,
to get an eye exam.
has any of the guests been to Henry Doyley Zoo?
She only fucking talks about Henry
Doyley
Doyley.
Zoo
I don't
in
even know
Helen.
what that
Henry
is.
Doyley.
So it literally is, and I'm just messing with you, Tiffany. It is probably San Diego and the Henry Doyley are probably the best zoos in the country. It's
Really?
Nebraska, Omaha,
Wow.
and it's owned. It's not owned, but it's either ran by I'm not even sure, by Mutual of Omaha. So they have tons of money. And this zoo is
Shows it,
It
yeah.
is legitimately ridiculous. If you ever get a chance, I know you may never be in Nebraska, but if you ever go, that is a zoo that will blow your freaking mind.
Wow.
I
Now
mean,
I have to Google it.
Oh, you should, because it is.
I've never even heard of it.
It is literally like I went like 6 or 7 years ago, and they've redone the zoo since. And when I went, it was blew my mind. You know another zoo I do love is Audubon Zoo. Have you ever been to NOLA? That's a great zoo, man. It's super cool. The thing I like about that zoo is like instead of having like 3 animals, they have like 20 animals in an enclosure. So, but like a big enclosure. So I just think it's cool because there's a lot of stuff
Heck
going
yeah.
on.
My favorite's still the Bronx Zoo. But I mean, I haven't been in many,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I grew up going to the Bronx Zoo.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
I love the Bronx Zoo.
Bronx Zoo's a banger.
I love the Bronx Zoo. It's very historic.
Their
Yes.
enclosures.
Yeah, very
so-
historic. Yeah, yeah. Do you remember Bronx Zoo Cobra? Do you remember that?
This is
You guys
Brian's
ever-
favorite.
I always talk about it, but
It's a
no
good
one's
one.
ever
The
heard
one
about
that
it.
escaped?
The one that escaped,
Yeah,
the Bronx Zoo.
King.
Cobra.
Was it at the King?
I think it was an Indian cobra, if I'm not mistaken, but
had a whole
but it
Twitter
became like
thing.
it had its own Twitter handle, the Bronx Zoo Cobra, and it would literally like their Twitter feed was classic. Whoever ran it, like at the time, it was early Twitter, so it became like one of the biggest accounts on Twitter, and it was just the Bronx Zoo Cobra at like the Red Sox game.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they
It's
did
like-
that with the one that got loose in Orlando.
Oh,
The
did they
Cobra.
really?
They had it on all the Disney rides and
Oh,
like
shit.
they
Oh,
put
that's
it
awesome.
everywhere.
Yeah, it was so cool, but it's still. I mean, it was a banging thing. Thank God they found it.
Seaflow says, "Yo, honey mustard, will you guys get any
Shit.
freshwater predator fish like a Parachromis dovey, wolf cichlid for the aquarium?"
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get a Paradormus cichlid, whatever
Dude,
you
I
just
just
said,
really
but-
thought that guy couldn't spell.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but
Like I really was reading it going, "Aw, he doesn't have spell check."
a Parachromis dovey wolf,
but he's.
I thought he was saying a pair of
Chromis, dovey.
Chromis wolf something, and I was like, I don't know what that is, man.
So I don't know what that is. If it's a cool fish, I want it. You know, what I mean?
That's all I know.
But I don't know what it is.
Pat says, "Was wondering when you have to move an alligator crocodile, do you use the top rope developed by Steve Irwin?"
The top rope.
I'm guessing like a
I
technical.
don't
top
even
jaw
know.
rope. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I
even know what
don't.
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it called? What's a
the
top?
top jaw rope?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, Steve was really big on that. Mainly, I think because one of his systems was put the top jaw rope and then put it around a tree.
Jaw rope.
Yeah, and then you put it
Gotcha.
around the tree, and then people can jump. And so we always do around the neck.
Yeah.
But if you do around the neck, the head can still turn. You
Yeah,
do the
of
top
course.
jaw, the head can't turn to bite everybody as they jump on.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So like that's why
Very safe way to do it. Yeah.
that's what he liked to do.
Okay.
And
Makes
that's
sense.
that's another thing, like because I don't know if Chris and Gabby get a lot of questions about me, but I get a lot of questions about you guys. So everybody should just understand that there's 5 million different ways
Yeah.
to do
Yeah,
things,
sure.
right? Like I'm not a fan of top jaw roping. Like I have in Jamaica, but I would much rather do it around the neck or even sometimes like if you can get it around the neck and one arm, right? So it
Yeah.
doesn't put all the pressure on the neck.
Right.
But everybody does it differently, and everybody's way is perfect for the way they do it.
As long as they're not hurting the animals, they're
Exactly.
just taking care
I
of
remember one
themselves.
time
That's okay.
I got beat up by a particular person that we actually talked about earlier today. That I was at an event, and I was actually there with
Any top
another.
jaw rope you?
No, I was actually at an event, a YouTube event, and another YouTuber from the West Coast brought a caiman that had its mouth taped during the thing, and this particular person like ripped me apart. Like, can you believe he that animal could suffocate because it had literally, and I got so much hate. Number one, it wasn't even my animal. I was just there. It wasn't even my animal, and to think like this animal YouTuber would literally go on and say that by taping the mouth that the caiman could have actually choked and died.
Nice.
Well, he's a moron.
Yeah, at least he's super
Is
smart.
it a
Totally
he?
wrong.
Is it a he?
Is it the he or the she?
It's a she.
It's the
she's-
she.
It's the
dumb.
she.
Dude, please.
It's the
Oh
she.
my goodness.
Please. We'll just leave it at
Yeah,
that.
but I mean, because the she had a following, the she's following attacked the hell out of me online
Oh
about
my God.
I know who
like
it
being an
is.
animal abuser.
Well,
Oh my
because I
God.
had this
okay,
thing.
that term, animal abuser, is thrown around
Yeah.
animal abuser and hoarder. Those
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
I don't
that's a
think
good one.
people
And
understand.
I'm both.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can have a ton. You have a ton of animals.
Yeah.
You're
But
not
they're
a hoarder.
no, because you're cared for,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And animal like that. Those terms are
And they make
thrown
them less
around.
powerful, right? When
Right,
you when you call
100%.
everyone an animal
Yeah, an
abuser, then
animal
when a
hoard-
real animal
Right.
abuser's there, it doesn't seem
the
like
animal
it's strong.
hoarder is the guy that like has boxes stacked all over his living
rats.
room of like
Yeah.
like snakes that can't be taken care
Hoarding
of.
is
Obviously,
when animal starts to suffer. You
Yeah.
know, like animals
Yep.
aren't being taken care of because you have some money. So
yeah, I agree.
And you know what? I always like so with the tape thing. Like alligators and crocodiles spend most of their life with their mouths shut.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're walking around like
yeah.
So I don't know. Whenever people try to argue that, I'm just like,
No, that is a totally normal industry standard. Tape the jaws shut.
Yeah.
If you don't tape jaws shut, you obviously don't work with these animals.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I agree.
Good. I feel vindicated.
Take a kid.
now you just need to stop giving little kids rattlesnakes, Brian.
I know, but I'm not
Did you give
stopping.
kids rattlesnakes?
I'm not
Oh my
stopping.
gosh.
Despicable.
What, you haven't?
No.
He just
Why?
hands rattlesnakes to little kids.
I didn't know
Right
you
at the
did that.
border.
Yeah, I
right
do
at the
it. I mean,
border.
yeah.
I do that every
literally.
Halloween instead of candy.
Instead of candy,
You
it's
get a
like
snake.
you get a
Candy's bad
Massasauga.
for you. Here's Massasauga.
Would
You
like
get
a
the hella right.
Massasauga
Here
or
you go.
Eastern Diamondback.
Yeah.
Which one would you like? Do you like Westerns
I'll
or
take
Easterns?
the king, please.
Yeah, can I have the king? Yeah, you like the king cobra? No, I'm down with that. I think kids need to learn young.
Take a kid. Says, hello, everyone. Was wondering, Brian, if you're going to come to Tucson, Arizona, and if you do, could you stop by Cold Blooded Exotics Reptile Store? Subtle plug.
I'm down. I love Tucson.
We're trying
I
to go
love
to Arizona soon.
Yeah, I love Arizona.
I want to invite.
You're
Yeah,
more than
let's
welcome.
all
You're
go.
trying to go to
Let's go.
Arizona?
Road
I
trip.
love Arizona.
Road
Why?
trip.
You don't like Arizona?
No, I didn't say that.
Somebody she doesn't
just-
like
you
there.
sound
She's
like
like,
no.
I
What
hate
don't you
that.
I
like
didn't
about
say
piece of shit.
that.
We can smell it on you.
I know. I could tell. She's like, you're going to Arizona?
Yeah, what, you going to go hang out with blah, blah, blah?
Well, you going to go
I'm
there?
not trying to judge.
We got 10 minutes, by the
No,
way.
it's my favorite.
God.
It's my favorite state.
Is it?
It is Arizona.
Why?
Because it's the 48th state.
I really like
What kind of
numbers.
reasoning is that?
I know, no, I just love the. I
Beautiful.
love the topography of it. I love the desert. I'm like
Good
like,
herping.
out of all exactly great
Yeah,
herping out
I
there.
love Arizona.
So like if out of any train in the world, desert is where I want to be. Like I love. I
Really?
love.
And that's why you
deserts.
chose Michigan.
And that's why I chose Michigan.
It's as close as I could get,
Close as I
man.
could get. You gotta take what you can get. I got a sand pit in my backyard.
And a
Is it
sauna.
nice in this like the summers Michigan?
It's
there?
beautiful.
It's
It's
actually
like
beautiful.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
impressed.
beautiful.
I'm sorry.
Really?
Michigan is so
Like I just
ugly.
think it's not
Oh my
green
gosh.
enough here.
It's
Oh, it's so
I like to
green.
live in a
It's
place
so
where
you haven't-
green,
you haven't,
bro.
You haven't
It's the
been
wrong time
here.
of year.
Yeah, it's not green
I
in the
have
winter.
been here in the summertime
It is
before.
so green in the summer.
I don't think
It's
you
so
have.
green.
Yes, I have. And I was here in the fall one time. Remember?
We'll
Because
have to come back again in a second.
Yeah.
We'll do
in the
another
summer,
trip.
it's beautiful here. And
Yeah.
it really
Spring,
is beautiful.
fall,
it
all
really
that
is beautiful.
jazz.
it's
And when
not
you get up
Florida
north-
beautiful.
Florida sucks.
Wait a second here. What is Florida beautiful?
Florida beautiful is the beautifulest of all the states. in the United States.
everything that's there is from other places.
You're right. I did like the mountain that we passed up in
Oh,
Florida.
Trash Mountain?
Trash Mountain.
Mount
It's
Trashmore.
Trashmore.
Mount Trashmore.
And
I
they all
did like
smell
that. That
so
was that was
bad.
beautiful. That was a
Yeah.
nice mountain. I did. I
Yeah,
do
all the
agree.
trees
You
and
think-
plant life
you
are
think
from other
South Florida's
countries.
pretty?
I
don't think it's
I
pretty.
think all of Florida is beautiful. Now, I don't like so much the housing developments that are popping up everywhere, but I
Right.
just love Florida so much.
Really?
And I, nothing against the invasive species and the people that are trying to do something about it, but I love that we're just a melting pot of people and animals, and it's
Yeah,
but I think people get the wrong idea, like it's a free for all in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Like you can own way more crazy animals in Michigan
That's
than
a
you can
fact.
in
Oh,
Florida.
That is totally true.
Yeah.
No, Michigan has
Like
very
every
good-
day
I
when-
could have a lion if I wanted.
When I see our,
Can you?
yeah, seriously.
you should just get one. and
I
let
should
it
for
roam.
get
shits
one.
and gigs.
Just for the hell of it.
Just tonight. Just for
Yeah,
tonight.
let's-
Oh, there goes
What
Matilda,
kind of
and there goes the
permit?
lion.
Here's the
What kind
lion.
of permit do you need for a lion in Michigan?
Just USDA. That's it.
That's hysterical.
That's it. And I already
Jeez.
have it. I already have a USDA permit. So all I have to do is add a lion to my USDA permit.
Bro.
I don't even need to get an application. I could just I just call up my guy and say, hey,
go
by the way,
wolves.
I'm going to add a lion to my USDA
It
permit.
can live in
That's it.
here.
It could,
It
right
totally
here.
It would
could.
really fit the vibe, too.
This
Yeah,
this
let's
room
do
is
it.
larger than what
Could
most
you
people in Florida keep.
Could you
in, so.
imagine if like that
Facts.
was part of the podcast? like podcast with a lion.
Right.
We could change. We could
Change
get
the whole
that YouTube
game.
grant.
There you go.
Get that YouTube.
It could be
grant.
called Truth or Lion.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Gabby,
Goes
listen to
right with
Gabby over
Savannah
there.
Conda. I'm taking credit on Savannah Conda.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
you can
Savannah
take
Conda.
credit on
I'm
it.
gonna trademark
Yeah,
that.
Savannah Conda's a good one.
Make a t-shirt.
All right, we gotta get out of here in a minute, but let's hear what
Lizard Man
these-
says, I saw on Wicked's page that they were trashing you. People trash talk when they get jealous, and there isn't anything you can really do about it.
Yeah, don't worry
Very
about
true.
that stuff, man. That's just the way it goes, man.
That's right. And then Tegu King says, I have some awesome herping spots here in Tucson. Lots of Crotalis to find. Arizona has the best sunsets and mountains. It's not
agree.
just all desert.
Oh, yeah,
agree.
I
I agree. I love
I
Arizona
agree.
so
it's
much.
beautiful.
Mountains, deserts. I mean, just absolutely amazing. I mean, I just love it. I've been to Arizona a ton of times, and every time I go, I never want to leave.
Yeah.
You know, it's my favorite place. I always say if I was going to move out of Michigan, I would move to either Texas or Arizona. Those would be the two states I'd move to.
Texas or Arizona?
Texas or Arizona. That's the only
To
two
Arizona,
states I
because
would
mine
ever
are
go.
Arizona, Utah. So
Yeah.
we'll meet in the middle.
Utah's pretty good too. Utah is pretty nice, but it does get cold there too. So
That's why
kind
I'd
of-
go there. I'm going to
I like
Flagstaff. We go to
cold.
Arizona.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I need some warmth in my life.
I
mean,
know.
it's
You
so
pretend
nice
the
to-
whole winter doesn't even happen. It's great.
I know I do.
He's like, yeah, it wasn't even that bad this year. It's like, it's so cold, bro. It's so good.
Hi, Lori.
Hey, hey, Lori.
Bye, Lori.
Bye, Lori.
Thank you for the coffee, Lori. And the Airbnb.
Okay, so we
That's all I got.
All right, guys, we're going to be live in about 5 minutes on the Gatorland Vlogs
Channel.
YouTube channel. We're going to do a tour of the Reptarium.
Yeah.
And each one of us is going to do something absolutely insane that you've never seen anyone do before.
Ever.
Ever.
Clean
I
the
mean, like,
toilets.
legitimately, this is going to be the most sick live video you've ever seen.
I didn't know about this. I
I'm
have
gonna
nothing
do a
prepared.
face off with Pepper.
So Chris is going to actually reenact his fall.
I was going to say, get out of the
Okay,
fish pond.
okay.
That's going to be the
Fish
real
pond.
intense part.
Yeah, so and we're all going to do great things. So guys, I love you. Thank you guys seriously
you.
Yeah,
for,
thank you. It's
for
been
hanging
fun.
out. It was this was one of my favorite podcasts I've ever done. So I
You
appreciate
say
you
that
guys.
Every time. Yeah, every time.
No, but this one was it.
But this time I'm not lying.
But this one I'm not lying. No, I always love my podcast, but this one was really great for me. So thank you guys, and thank you guys in the chat. We appreciate you so much. Have a beautiful night. I'll see you Saturday night at 5 o'clock. Good night.
Oh, goodness.